Exactly.
The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, it's your man, Ruben in the house. And, of course, always with me is my man, AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
I mean, you know, life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful. Today, it was awesome outside, you know. I mean, I had to work, so I'm glad it was awesome outside, you know, and stuff like that, man. But, yo, man, it was awesome outside today.
I thought you were going to say, I'll do it for you. Commanders look good today, sir.
Hey,
been competitive all season long. They look good today.
I did not watch the game.
Oh, man.
You best believe hey, look, man. Look, I don't really like watching ass whoopings.
Why?
But I'm happy that we whooped that ass.
It wasn't really. I mean,
yeah.
At first, it wasn't. It wasn't
42-14 is an ass whooping.
Well, it didn't start out that way. It started out kind of competitive, then it kind of walked away from. But
it never started out that way.
Well, all I'm saying is, when I stopped watching it, it didn't look like it was going to be a college score. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it was interesting because I went to bed last night when Alabama and Georgia was playing.
I should have done that.
Yeah. Now, well, goodness, I was like, oh, Alabama won, but it was closer.
Oh man, it was bad. Because I watched the whole thing. I was like, here they come.
Because Georgia was getting the brakes beat off of them. But apparently, they found that way. You know, so shout out to football.
Yeah, it's been good
all the way around. I mean, 3-1, number one in the NFC East.
It's impressive.
I mean, I don't want nobody to pitch me, man. I'm trying to, you know, stay in this fairy tale.
Hey man, Jaden Daniels is for real. At least, you know, guy won a Heisman for a reason, apparently.
Yeah.
What's up, Mo? How about them Raiders, man?
Hey man, win's a win.
Oh, here we go with this. You know, I'm not doing this today.
Hey, win's a win.
Okay, a win's a win.
I mean, look, it was ugly. I mean, I'm not going to all of a sudden become a Gardner Minshew fan just because he's the quarterback of the Raiders. But I mean, look. The reason I say a win's a win is because I just really didn't want to lose to Cleveland. Like, there's a lot of teams
about Cleveland.
What?
What's so special about Cleveland?
Nothing. They're awful, and I don't want to support anything that supported Deshaun Watson. Like, to be honest.
There it is. Okay. that makes more sense. All right, I got you.
Yeah. So normally we don't do this, but we're going to do it today because I got a question. Like, okay, so right now the Bills are on TV.
Yes.
Playing the
Ravens.
The Ravens. Now, I'm not trying to say they're getting the brakes beat off of them. I'm trying to say Derrick Henry says, F all y'all, and we ain't dead, motherfuckers. Like, yo, 87-yard run on the first one. I'll just take that shit to the house. Oh, hey, you know what? All y'all people say I couldn't catch in the backfield. Yo, I got a pass for a touchdown too.
Who said that?
Oh, man, that was a knock on him, man. A knock on him in Tennessee was he couldn't catch.
Really?
That's why they never threw him the ball on third down because he
never saw him dropping up passes for that to be a narrative.
Yeah, but they didn't throw him a lot either.
Okay.
So, like, hey, man, all I'm saying is Derrick Henry. And he's on my fantasy squad.
I was about to say, like, let's get back to it, bro. You just only saying this because on your fantasy team. Because somehow the fact that a fantasy football team is doing well makes you good.
You know,
you are correct, sir.
Way of just tearing you down.
You know what?
You can never be somebody. You got to be nobody because your daddy, you ain't shit. Your daddy won't shit either.
But here's the thing, right? I don't care. You can
Apparently
say what
not,
you
'cause
want.
keep talking.
I'm just the only AG. The only reason I do that is because he brought the narrative up like he really wanted to talk about football. Like he was really pressed about this narrative about Derrick Henry. The
I
bottom
did not
line
talk
is
about football first.
he's like, yo, my fantasy football team's doing good. I gotta let everybody know.
Hey,
You
first
know
of
what?
all,
But wait a minute, Ruben, before you say anything, I have to address this. Mo, I never said you weren't right in doing it, and I certainly never said it wasn't entertaining. I'm just letting you know you always want to tear brother down, and it's funny.
but had you been on time, like never,
Oh wow, there's
you would
the
have
hate.
found out that AG brought up football. I did not. He brought up the Washington Commanders, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" Derrick Henry said, "F y'all Buffalo Bills." Oh, he's on my fantasy team too.
Actually,
Once
it's,
again, the only reason you brought it up though is because he's on your fantasy team. You didn't prove your point by making a statement about
no.
me being late. You didn't prove it.
No.
You
But
didn't
you
want
said
to
I
talk
brought
about
up football. I
you.
did not.
I said you didn't want to talk about football. You only brought that up because he's on your fantasy football team, and my statement still stands correct.
he's not wrong, sir.
No.
Because I thought we were actually going to get into the conversation about sports because you led with we don't usually do this. And so I figured we were actually going to talk about sports.
Nah,
No,
man.
But we're talking about
gonna
your
talk
fantasy
about
team.
his fantasy football greatness.
Yes.
Well, here's
Is
the
it
thing.
greatness actually?
Yeah,
It-
I want some chips in it.
But I mean, Derrick Henry's the one that gave you life. So is it you?
I mean, but hey, I want some chips.
That's the great thing about fantasy football. It makes people feel like they did something.
But they didn't do anything but write something down. Doesn't matter? Okay. I mean, says the
A win's
person
a
who
win.
hasn't played.
Hey, AG, a win. Just like I said, a win's a win.
You know what? Here we go.
I'm just saying.
What's up,
I
Black
didn't
Fish
say
Adam?
I say shit. Mo B said it all for me. So
Well, actually, I'm glad we're talking about Derrick Henry because I do have to get something off my chest, and I do speak for my wife here. Every time I see Derrick Henry do well, there's two things that's going on. Number one, I'm glad he's still doing well because I don't understand how you let that guy get out the door. And number two, Jerry Jones is the most inept, petty general manager ever.
The man wanted to play for the Cowboys.
Exactly.
He lives
In Dallas. He wouldn't even have to move. He could have packed up his apartment in Nashville and just been good. And
that's why-
somehow or another, he's not a Cowboy. Help me out with that.
and that's why I love Jerry Jones.
Yeah, because he sucks.
The man talks a whole bunch of crap. You know,
It cost him this time. It
hey
cost
man, hey, but they're all in.
you know,
Not the
whatever.
way everybody else thought they were all in.
Well, he's got it. He can create his own narrative, bro.
I just want the world to know there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there that'll say, hey, the Cowboys have rings, yada, yada, yada. I just want to point this out.
Bro.
The Cowboys have won 2 playoff games since Jerry Jones has been the GM. That's almost a 30-year period of 2 playoff wins since he's been the GM.
And they're both
You mean
by
since they
Dak
won the last
Prescott.
Super Bowl?
Yes,
Because
because
he's
he's
always been the GM.
no, he was
No.
not technically the GM
Oh,
when they
who
won.
was it?
He bought the team in like the late 90s.
No,
I
but
realized
the
that,
thing
but who
is,
was the
Jimmy
GM?
Johnson was coach and GM.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, no wonder
Yeah.
he wanted that job. He didn't want Jimmy to have no credit at all.
That's why he got rid of Jimmy
That's
Johnson.
exactly. That's why
I
he got
thought-
Jimmy, because he's not credited for actually bringing all that talent there. That was
No.
all Jimmy, like the Herschel Walker trade that brought him all the
Yeah,
draft picks
I
and
do
all
remember.
that.
Yeah,
That is
you're right.
all Jimmy
Right.
Johnson.
Everybody knows who this is. That's Jimmy Johnson, baby. All day.
Well,
All
all I'm
day.
saying is you're right, but I'm a Cowboys fan telling you, don't get emotionally wrapped up into this because Jerry will die with the amount of rings that he has now, which is 3. I don't count the ones that they had beforehand, but I'm telling you right now, that guy is too petty for his own good because all he had to do, I told my wife this, all he had to do was say, somebody comes in and says Derrick Henry is available, if he didn't already know. He says he knows the situation because he's the owner and general manager. So, because I need this guy, and I'm going to be like, okay, Derrick, you want to play here for real? Sure. Okay.
He probably would have gave him a discount too,
Exactly.
because he wanted to be there. And Texas doesn't have taxes.
All
Man.
he had to do was say, I'm going to call you back in 7 days. I got to get 2 deals done, which you already know what I have to do. Don't go anywhere. On the
What do you
8th
mean?
day, you can do what you want to do, but I'm telling you, just in good faith, don't go anywhere. You
So
sign
7
Dak, you sign CeeDee Lamb, you come back and get Derrick Henry, and you don't have any problems. But because you took all summer long to do these signings that should have happened at the beginning, or actually should have happened at the end of the season, in the offseason, you couldn't afford it. That was all timing. It had nothing to do with salary cap. And I'm like, bro, what in the world?
Can I
But,
just
here we are. Here we are.
can I just say I appreciate the way he overpaid Dak Prescott.
You didn't overpay Dak Prescott.
He didn't overpay Dak Prescott. He didn't overpay him.
In fact, I have a bone to pick with every analyst that ever says
$60 million?
that, including
In
Booger.
fact, I feel
didn't
like
overpay
Dak
him.
Prescott is being underpaid because the organization has failed him for most of his career. So they owe back pay on Dak Prescott, to be honest. And
I
he
agree.
gets all the blame for all the terrible organizational decisions they made, the same way Tony Romo did.
Oh,
So
thank you for saying that. Thank you.
they can never pay Dak Prescott enough, because if you asked me if I was a talented quarterback, where's the one place I would never want to play? The fucking Dallas Cowboys.
But
True.
he said he wanted to be a Cowboy for life.
Well,
Of
he probably
course.
does. But what I'm saying is, it's like, man,
$60 million.
It's a
because
gift and a
Booker-
curse, because if you do well for the Cowboys, I mean, they love you forever. I mean, look, they exalt Troy Aikman as if he's a top 5 quarterback of all time.
3 rings.
And I'm just like, hey, man, I get it. Troy Aikman was a solid quarterback. You drop Troy Aikman on anybody else's team, what's the difference between him and like a Vinny Testaverde or a Bernie
Ouch.
Kosar? There's no, and here's the thing, AG, those aren't bad quarterbacks. They're just quarterbacks that didn't get to play with all those other fucking Hall of Famers that Troy played with.
Maybe like that. But my thing is, I heard Booger McFarland say this about Trevor Lawrence, and it seems like the narrative when a quarterback plays poorly that is getting paid a lot of money. It's like if you get paid a lot of money, the causation is that you're a bad quarterback if you can't raise everybody else's talent. I said, first of all, you pay a quarterback based on market value. And you pay him based on the fact, am I going to find somebody else as good as the guy I have now? You don't have to be a franchise quarterback to get paid a lot of money, because that's what
You're
what
worth
the
what
position-
somebody will pay you. That's bottom
exactly.
line. You're
because
worth what
where
somebody
else-
will pay you.
Where else are you going to get that guy? So I'm just saying, man, this whole money thing just kind of bugs me when
Well-
they say, well, you getting paid all this money? No, shut the fuck up. Don't act like you don't know what the game is like to be played.
I'm just curious as to what your logic for how he's being overpaid is, Ruben. What's your logic?
What's my logic?
Yeah.
I mean, so like, I mean,
Playoff
we
wins.
we
I know it's gonna
we know me. Like, it's great that you play awesome in the regular season, but I mean, come playoff time. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say all those losses were him, but I will sit here and say most of those losses were him. But I will also say that those 2 wins in the playoff was him.
I have a question. This is a legit question.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have as your quarterback for 10 years, a 10-year period? Eli Manning or Dak Prescott?
Oh man, I want to be honest.
If it really takes you that long, I question what you actually know about football.
No. See, here's the thing, right? And this, I'm being very honest. The thing about it is, what I don't understand is why Dak Prescott only has 2 wins, 2 playoff wins, because he has been surrounded by talent.
No, he has not. He has been surrounded by hype. Name me 3 good receivers he's played with. You can get 2, but name me 3 good receivers
But
he's
it's
played
not
with.
just about the receivers, man.
Okay.
It's about it's about everything. And it's like, hey,
Name me a
man,
time he had a good
he had the-
defense when he went
he
to
had
the
hold
playoffs.
on. Well, let me start. He had one of the best offensive lines in football for multiple years, if not the best. Number 1, let's start there. Number 2, before Zeke got paid, Zeke was one of the best running backs in the league. By
So you're
far.
talking about a 2-year period. Hold
Hold on a second. Now, the CeeDee Lamb thing definitely helped him out. And I would say before that, yeah, there's a questionable targets, but he made them look like $1 million. Like in all those targets that he had. Hold on.
Who made him look like $1 million?
Dak Prescott.
Okay. So, but it's his fault.
So hold on for a second. But you can't go next year. Like, for instance, let's just talk about last year's playoffs. You can't suck against Green Bay offensively. Now, defensively, they could not stop him. But they also were terrible offensively. And that's from what everybody always says. Anything, if the offense is bad and the quarterback's not doing well, that's all the quarterback. Now, I will also give you that their offensive play calling has been.
I was about to say, coaching matters.
Yes, even with old boy a couple years ago. Like, yeah, ask Philly about that shit. Because Philly's going through that shit now with that dude. And yeah, they got butt whipped today too by Tampa Bay, who is a really good team. Everybody slept on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a really good team. Now, I will also say that 2 years ago, they went to Tampa Bay with Tom Brady and butt whipped them. And then they went and lost. I don't even remember who he lost to in the second round of playoffs. But literally, I mean, then let's go 3 years ago with the whole spiking situation. That's part coaching. That's also part quarterback. You need to know time, and you need to know how long you need in order to spike the ball. Like, I'm just sorry. That's basics. Now, I'm not sitting here saying the coach ain't at fault, but as the leader of the team, you still supposed to know simple shit like that. Am I wrong? Just tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong because time management is 100% coaching, which is why Mike McCarthy has always been getting ridiculed as a head coach because he's always been bad at time management. Also, he had arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in Aaron Rodgers. And you know what Aaron Rodgers and everybody said about him? Man, he has the most pedestrian play calling offense ever. His play calling was so bad, it made Aaron Rodgers look mediocre. People thought Aaron Rodgers was washed up until he left. Once again, this has to be Dak's fault, right?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
No. You went on a long soliloquy, and I was quiet, so you let me finish now.
Finish.
I was real quiet. Dallas has had arguably one of the worst run defenses almost Dak's entire career. Really hard to get your offense going when you're on the sideline for 3/4 of the game because your fucking defense can't get off the field. Also, I'd give you a challenge about naming multiple receivers, and you bowed out of it because you knew you couldn't. And you talked about a 2-year period where they had a good offensive line before they had to pay people and they lost people. Not necessarily their fault. You gave me a 2-year period to act like Dak Prescott has always been surrounded by all this talent. However, you failed to mention in that 2-year period where he had that great offensive line and a running game, they were a bottom 10 defense in the NFL.
Okay.
I asked you a question about who'd you rather have, Dak Prescott or Eli Manning, and you bowed out of that question.
Well, because I don't think that's a fair question.
Why is it not? Because you said quarter winning in the playoffs is a quarterback stat. Eli Manning got 2 rings, right? So that makes sense.
I did not make that up, but that's what it's called. Am I wrong? I didn't see it say it's a quarterback stat, but that's what everybody else calls it.
No. That's what lazy prognosticators do for ratings. When you listen to the real people who know about NFL and talk about it, they never say wins and losses are quarterback stat. Now they say a quarterback can contribute to it a lot, but just to say if a quarterback wins or loses, that makes him better or worse, not at all. Because Troy Aikman has 3 Super Bowls. Is he better than Dan Marino? Would anybody say he was better than Dan Marino? Would fucking Troy Aikman say he was better than Dan Marino?
Well, I mean, once again, and here's the thing.
Eli Manning. Eli Manning has 2 rings.
Yep.
2 rings.
Yep.
And no other fucking playoff wins. He basically got hot 2 years in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In years they didn't even win 10 games those years.
Yep.
Had a Super Bowl run, but you know what? All of a sudden he's Mr. Clutch. So he's Mr. Clutch for 3 games in his career. And we just forget about the other 14 fucking playoff games he was horrible in, or the years he didn't even make the playoffs. Dak Prescott gives you, when you have Dak Prescott as a quarterback, whether your team has immense talent or not, you're probably going to get 10 wins. You're probably going to be a top level offense, and you're going to have a fucking chance at the playoffs. I would say if you can do all that, $60 million, you're still probably getting fucking underpaid for all the shit you got to make up for, because you got to overcome a GM that's terrible, who also happens to be the owner. You got to deal with the fucking Cowboys fans. Not all of them, but a lot of them are just irrational.
Yes.
And you got to deal with their shit all the time.
Yep.
I mean, bruh, he can't get fucking paid enough to be that quarterback.
So
he just can't get paid enough.
So you're telling me, are you telling me, this is a question, that he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
I'm saying market value says when you have a Pro Bowler / all pro quarterback whose contract comes up, he becomes one of the top 3 paid quarterbacks in the league. That is protocol. That is standard.
One?
He should be top 3. Definitely should be top 3.
Okay, but should he be number 1? That's the question.
Ruben, he's only number 1 because he's the last one.
Exactly. He's only number 1 because he's the latest.
Because the next person is
the next person is going to get more.
Exactly.
That's the quarterback market.
But the difference between him and the next quarterback is like $4 million.
And the difference for the next one will be probably somewhere around the same amount.
So, and here's the thing, and I believe quarterbacks are, I don't want to say grossly overpaid, because I don't feel like they are, but I do feel like that the person who should be getting paid the most ain't, but he probably will, and that's Patrick Mahomes eventually. That's even if he wants that, because at that point in time, honestly, that is probably one of the few people in the NFL who can just be like, who should be, here's a blank check, what do you want? Like, and that's just being real. Like, I don't think there are any other quarterbacks who I feel like that have done way more than him. And now he's like, what, 8th or 9th highest paid?
But aren't you still going back to the whole?
His contract has been up for like 4 years. And
no, what I was going to say was he's still going back to talent and accomplishments. That's not what we're talking about, really. We're still arguing.
You started with Dak Prescott as being overpaid. I'm just like, he's not being overpaid.
But what I'm saying is, you got to have talent and have accomplishments to get paid a shit ton of money, or you should.
If you're it, man.
Okay, then why did Deshaun Watson get so much money?
Fuck if I know. That's some old
dumbass Cleveland shit. It's market value,
man. That was nowhere near market value. That was so above market value.
Hold on, did somebody pay him that?
Yeah.
I mean, bro. That don't mean it was the smartest thing ever.
That's the market.
That wasn't the market at that time, though.
He wouldn't have got paid that if it wasn't the market.
No, actually,
if somebody pays you that is the market value.
Yeah, you're right. But what he's saying is well, actually, I'm gonna ask him first. Ruben, are you talking about the fact that he got guaranteed money?
I'm talking about the fact he got $230 million, which was number 1 in the NFL at the time, and it was all guaranteed combined.
Because really, because that's the part that Moby's right about. The only reason he got guaranteed money, okay, because that's different than money.
Because somebody decided to pay him that.
There you go. The $230 million is absolutely what he should have got paid. The guaranteed part is what people have an issue with.
Well, especially, yeah. And now he's basically sucks.
And here's the thing. Kirk Cousins got all that. Kirk Cousins has made most money at quarterback ever.
Don't start with that,
but what I'm saying is, Ruben, that's the market.
And the
market ain't about talent and accomplishments. You're getting paid a contract for what you're projected to be able to do for the organization, not for what you already have done, because that would be the Kobe Bryant fuck up your organization contract. When you start paying them for past shit they've done, you pay them for what you think they can do for you going forward.
Jesus. I mean, unfortunately, you're correct.
What do you mean, unfortunately? That's how it should work. I'm paying you for the next 4 years because I think within the next 4 years, at some point in time, you'll give me a Super Bowl, which if you win a Super Bowl, nobody ever fucking accuses you of overpaying somebody. Correct. Matt Stafford is considered a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback just because the shit worked with the Rams. Because if it didn't, they would have been like, oh, that was a terrible trade. You gave away Jared Goff for practically nothing, and you paid Stafford all this money. But because he got a Super Bowl, all is forgiven. That's the market.
But if we're going to be genuine and real, it's not like Stafford was a shitty quarterback. He just had a shitty defense.
You'll never win, sir. We're going to do this all day.
I'm just saying, Stafford was not a shitty quarterback.
The argument works for Matt Stafford, but it doesn't work for Dak Prescott.
Fuck Dak Prescott. Let's be real.
And
Fuck
there's
that
the
guy.
real reason.
And I mean, what you know about Matt Stafford is that he was a quarterback for Detroit Lions for a long time. I, as somebody who's followed Matt Stafford since he was fucking in high school, because he was the #1 rated quarterback in the country who
Yeah.
went to my favorite college school. This is what I've always thought of Matt Stafford. He's an underachieving loser.
Wow.
He won once. Now everybody forgets about all the underachieving he did. He put up a lot of numbers. But it's really weird how putting up a lot of numbers works when Matt Stafford does it, but when Dak Prescott does it, you say he's overpaid.
But
Like,
I agree,
bro,
but
just say you hate him because he got a star on his helmet. That's
No,
it.
But I was
Just
but
say
I will
it.
but what I will agree with you.
All this
Hold
wasted
on.
conversation.
Hold on, man. That's definitely a reason why. But I will say this. You did say one thing correct, though. One of the biggest reasons why it's overlooked now is he got her chip. That is one of the big reasons why it's overlooked.
So is Matt Stafford is the reason they got the chip.
I would probably say yes. Because it's not like they changed the whole team. They just got a quarterback. And he was able to unlock whatever needed was locked. Because Jared Goff, whatever reason, couldn't unlock it. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
They didn't change the whole team. They changed the whole offensive system for Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but they didn't get a whole bunch of new people. That's what I'm saying. They had the same people in the house. The only thing they did was they traded quarterbacks.
Okay.
I mean, am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you are, but it takes too much dialogue to go through all of that. So you're right. Dak Prescott's overpaid.
I think he's overpaid. I mean, clearly you don't, and that's fine.
I mean, look, if you would have just had like one articulate argument for why you thought he was overpaid that didn't involve hate and like random opinion, then I would have been like, cool.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? You know, I think he's overpaid because he's been in the league for 5 years. Actually, longer than that. Is it 8 years now? However long.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's been in the league that long. He's the highest paid quarterback, and the dude's won 2 playoff games. And you know me, I am 100% against anything for Kirk Cousins because once again, that motherfucker ain't done shit either. And it's just like the fact that he's getting paid the amount of money he got paid is atrocious. Even the $50 million we gave him was still atrocious because he took us to one playoff game, and we lost that. Like, so I look at body of work, yeah, and Kirk Cousins, 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, you know, whatever. But what's not there is how many times he's lost the game, you know, and all that. And that's all I'm saying. Like, and that's the way I feel about it. Like, I think that when you start getting paid, like
I mean,
50's high, man.
Your Dak Prescott argument, I'm going to use somebody you just said, and I'm going to obliterate everything you just said. 5 years ago, Matt Stafford was one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, and he had never fucking been to the playoffs.
I agree.
But you just sat here and was like, "Hey, man,
but now he's got a chip."
No.
And 5 years ago, if we'd had this conversation,
but you was like, it's not like he was bad. He just had terrible defenses. That was your argument.
But that was true. The man had Megatron.
It's true about that too.
Megatron. But all I'm saying is that, you know, your playoff, and I agree. And Matt Stafford didn't get a raise recently until he won a chip. Now, does that really matter? I mean, that's whatever. But the man's got a chip. He's got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott in the last 3 years. Like, let's just, if we
it only took him 12 years to do it.
And he's still 12 years. He's got 3 playoff wins, and Dak Prescott's 2. And you're right.
And Dak Prescott's played like what, 6 years less?
No, he's played like 4 years less. We just went over that. He's only been in the league for like 8 years, and Stafford's been in the league for like 10 to 12. So yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying. It's
10
like
to 12.
Probably. I mean, I don't have his bio in front of me. I don't have his bio in front of me. I know he played for Detroit a long time. You know? But all I'm saying is, yeah. But Matt Stafford ain't out here getting paid $50 million a year either.
Okay.
I mean, if he is, tell me. Once again, I don't have his stats in front of me.
But see, and that's kind of that's why I keep trying to get out of this conversation, because you just throw a statement out there with no evidence, fact, or anything, and then you go, "Am I lying?" It's like you're
Because
leaving.
you don't like the
I'm going to
evidence
throw
out
this
there.
creative reality out there, and it's up to you to tell me that it's false.
But you don't like the statements of fact that I put out there. The fact he's played 8 years with 2 playoff games, with 2 playoff
Hold on.
wins.
I never disputed any of those facts. I simply was trying to say the facts can't be relevant for one person and not be relevant for everyone else.
But you
AG,
know,
did I miss something? Have I disputed any of the facts?
No.
But I understand that. But here's the thing: is like we paid this dude for winning 2 playoff games in 8 years. Like if we were paying everybody else $60 million, hell, if we were paying people $55 million and they ain't win shit, I'd be out here talking the same shit. You know me. Like, look, every
We
time
sure
Kirk
do.
Cousins gets paid, I sit here and be like, for what? All day. For what? Even $180 million in fucking Atlanta. For
Right.
what?
Okay, first of all, I gotta step in here. There are real reasons why Kirk Cousins got paid, but you won't listen to any of them. So can we move on to something else? Because this is stupid. You're not listening to anybody. I know you got your opinion. I get that, but you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what he's saying, and it's just like
No, I
we're
just
just
disagree.
wasting time.
Because you
I
feel like
hear
I'm
it, I just
attacking
disagree.
you, and I'm not attacking you. I'm just basically
I don't know,
throwing.
man. You do attack.
I do. I will admit sometimes when I do, but this isn't one of those. This is basically me just saying your argument doesn't hold water because it's inconsistent. It's just inconsistent. And I think Matt Stafford's actually been in the NFL for like 15, 16 years.
But here's the thing, like honestly, I think the way some people in the NFL get paid is crazy to me anyway. And as far as going back to the real conversation that we had earlier about Trevor Lawrence, he just got paid his $275 million in the offseason. And the dude has lost 9 games in a row, counting back to last year.
And he did it all by himself.
No,
He
I'm
was
just
the only
saying.
person on the field.
Yeah, but he
Because
lost 7.
Jacksonville Jaguars just a pillar of stellar organizational decisions, right? Since in the history of Jacksonville Jaguars, man, I mean, like you just know when you're a Jaguar, you with a rock solid organization that's always going to surround you with all the talent and resources you need, right?
I mean, last year he had a lot of it. Now he lost the last 4 games of last year. Like why? No, 5 games of last year. I can't tell you why, because they had a really good team last year. Up and down. Why they lose, I have no idea.
Name 4 players on their team since they were really good.
That'd be Josh Allen, that'd be ETN, that'd be Christian Kirk, and that would be Brandon Sheriff.
And after the 4 people you named, who made the Pro Bowl in the last 3 years?
Brandon Sheriff made the Pro Bowl of the last 4 years. Of those 4, that's probably it.
Yeah,
I mean,
really good team. Really solid team right there. You got 1 Pro Bowler you played with. Solid.
Come on, man.
Solid.
Like, I don't know all the goddamn Pro Bowlers. I mean, actually, Trevor Lawrence went to the Pro Bowl last year. My bad. So, I mean, like, it's 2 out of 4. So, I mean,
wait a minute. So you mean he made the Pro Bowl and then he got paid, but now it's his fault? So just in less than a year, he went from Pro Bowl Trevor Lawrence to this motherfucker should have never got paid all by himself.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying the man's lost 9 games in a row. And
He's lost. It's so funny when it's just a quarterback
my
stat, man.
Yeah, but once again, he's played like absolute ass. Have you watched him play this year? It's not good. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, whatever. Yeah. Believe me if you wish, but you don't. It's okay. We'll move on. Damn it.
Thank you, Moco Cowboy. I was pretty sure it was either 09 or 2010, but I knew it was a long time. The motherfucker like 36, 37 years old. Me and him almost the same goddamn age.
I mean, but you older. So, and what should Dak be paid? My opinion. Like if he got paid, I don't know, in the low 50s, between 50 and 55, like everybody else, I would have been fine with that. But the fact that the fact that they were even talking about, oh, he should get paid $60 million. $60 million for what? Like, and that's my only beef. It's
for
like
holding an organization together that's in shambles without him. Almost the same argument we made for why Carr should have got paid for the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they won't go pay Carr $60 million.
yeah, because that was the market value at the time.
They won't go pay him 50, which was the market value at the time. And he would have stayed probably for 45. The problem is they didn't want to offer him shit. Am I wrong? I mean, they didn't really offer him anything. And that's your boy Gruden.
I mean, I didn't say anything. I'm simply stating we spent time talking about how they should have paid him for all these things that had nothing to do with wins and losses. However, when we say that with Dak, it's no, he hasn't done enough. It's just a real weird ebb and flow of inconsistencies in your argument, man. That's it.
I just think it's inconsistent that you think Dak has done more off all his other shit, and I wouldn't compare him to what he had to go through with like what Derek Carr went through, and I think that comparison is just wrong. Derek Carr went through way more shit.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. He went through way more negative shit with his own organization, but I mean that nobody really, unless you're a Raiders fan, nobody really is bitching about you all the time. Whereas Dak Prescott, if they lose a game, he's the worst piece of shit ever. Just like they did for Tony Romo for all those years. Like the reason people who aren't Cowboys fans hate Cowboy fans is not because we don't hate the Cowboys. Well, some of us don't. I don't hate the Cowboys. I don't. I have no disdain for the Cowboys because the Cowboys are a team of NFL players living out their dreams and getting paid money. I don't give a fuck about that. What I hate is the fucking irrational ass fans who talk shit all the goddamn time about absolutely nothing. That's why I hate the Cowboys fans. That's what it is. I don't hate the Cowboys. People are like, oh man, I hate the Cowboys. I don't give a fuck about the Cowboys. They're just another NFL team. I hate the people who walk around talking about the Cowboys are America's team. If the you know what? They are America's team right now because we live in a country in which Trump might be president again. We all are a bunch of fucking losers, just like the goddamn Cowboys. They're the team we fucking deserve. A team that hasn't done shit, that claims to be awesome all the time, even with no empirical evidence of their awesomeness.
And they always say they're going to do shit, and they just always come up short.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Cowboys fans and Trump. A lot in common, man. A lot in common.
We can agree upon that.
And we're not talking about all the Cowboys fans. I don't want every Cowboy fan to think I hate you.
Like AG's cool. Like AG's cool.
Thank you.
Because here's the thing. AG probably hates those Cowboys fans.
Well, if you've been listening to anything I had to say, you already know this.
It's just, it is not. Here's the thing, man.
Did somebody just ask me about Atlanta? No, fuck Atlanta. I will never go back.
Man, keep him focused, y'all.
I will never go back. I will never go. Me and Bomani Jones are like this on that. We quit that Falcons narcotic, man. Don't get me wrong. If the Falcons were to win a Super Bowl, I would be so happy for the city. I would be so happy for Atlanta fans, the fans who are still there. I'd be like, hey, man, great. But I will not swoop in and act as if I was with them. I'll be like, I wasn't with you. I'm just happy for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, hey, good job, man. I'm glad you got yours. Like, I mean, this is how much I'm off that Atlanta shit. I've been with the fucking Raiders. Like, I didn't exactly upgrade organizations. I just went to an organization that wasn't going to consistently let me down like that. Like, at least the Raiders were, we're a ragtag bunch of guys who I saw a guy in Walmart today. He was like, hey man, fucking losing to the Browns. And I'm looking at him like, you've been a Raiders fan your whole life too. He was like, yeah. And I'm just like, hey man, we real ones. You know what I'm saying? Because we understand joy and pain. We ain't got a lot of joy lately, but you know what? Now, when the Raiders actually win a Super Bowl, because it's going to happen in my lifetime. I'm convinced it's going to happen. I ain't say no time soon. It's going to happen. But when it happens, I'm not going to know how to act. I'm so used to losing that even when we win, I won't know how to act. I think I'll just be like, holy shit, I've never known this feeling as a football fan before. What do I do now?
I already know what you'll do, but anyway.
Well, I would just like to sit out here and say, you know, in classic Ruben hate, I like the Falcons, except for that fucking quarterback. And unfortunately, because they have that motherfucker, I'm sorry, man. I don't want no positive to come there. Like, I need for them to keep losing. And it sucks because I like Atlanta. I think Atlanta's a good team. I can't wait until Kirk ain't starting no more.
Atlanta's such a confusing place, man, because is there a place in the country right now that's more symbolic of like black success than Atlanta? But the two blackest sports, they are consistently mediocre at best at. Like the only thing that they win at is the sport where no black people really play anymore. It's the most confusing shit. Like every NBA off season comes, and I'm thinking they're always like, oh, you know, this guy, you know, wants to go to LA, he wants to go to Miami because, you know, people like being in warm weather places. They like I'm just like, every nigga want to go to Atlanta to the strip clubs, but nobody want to play for the Hawks. Like you just like to visit the Hawks, but you like, I don't want to have to be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to be stuck here with the organization.
Trying to get them lemon pepper wings, baby.
I mean, look, Lou Will didn't mind being there. But I mean, once again, when Lou Will is the best person you can really get in free agency, you're not gonna win.
That man left quarantine to get some. He actually left for some other bullshit, some other shit, but that's fucked up. But
Well,
yeah,
man, them wings do be banging though. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, I've never had them.
Everybody say the wings fire though. Like, I mean, if we go back to Atlanta, I might want the wings too, because you can actually go in there and you ain't gotta go to the strip club. It's like a whole part just to get the food. You ain't even gotta go in the club.
Which is crazy, right?
I'm about
like,
that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, it's not like we're talking about any old shitty strip club. We're talking Magic City, and they are more known for the wings instead of the women.
I mean, why would you want to go in? You can get porn at home.
I'm about to say first of all, I wouldn't say they're more known for the wings. I would just say the Atlanta natives respect them as a restaurant as well, because people really do fucking dig those wings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like nobody thinks it's shady if you say, "Hey, I went to Magic City." Nobody looks at you and go, "Oh, you went to Magic City at 3:00 in the afternoon? You fucking lose." It's like, "Oh, what type of wings did you get?" You know what I'm saying? Oh, and maybe you saw some ass clapping too. But you know, the wings is why you went there for lunch, right?
Yeah, ass clapping was extra. You know,
I mean, look, some people like ranch, some people like, you know, blue cheese, some people like ass shaking. I mean, either way, the wing's still gonna be fire.
I hear they named him after Lou Williams too.
They did.
Why not?
We talked about that before.
And if you name
That's
some
right,
wings,
that's right.
if you name some wings after me at a strip club, you goddamn right, I'm gonna go get them wings. You goddamn right, I'm gonna go get them wings.
And I might fuck around and turkey look at some ass, but I'm out the wings.
Can I get 12 of my fucking wings? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh shit. I would like before we continue, I would just like to
before we
shout out-
continue, we haven't even fucking started talking
know,
about
right?
anything yet.
I would like to shout out this shit right here. Mogul Cowboy calling KB Yakko a Cowboys fan, and KB Yakko being like, "Did you say something?" I just thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And then of course, Mo B. What would the Mo B wings be?
I mean, probably like the Old Bay dry rub on the wings, because I really
Ooh, that's
dig that.
good.
I really dig the Old Bay dry. So that would be mine.
Okay.
Hey man, have you had the Old Bay goldfish,
You goddamn right.
bro?
No.
Fire.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I just wanted to chime in. Good.
What about you, AG? You Old Bay wings too?
I've never had them, but I do know Old
I
Bay.
mean, if
is
you could
really
make your
good.
own wings.
If
they
I
would-
could do my own wings, they would probably be plain.
You're no fun.
That was so anticlimactic. Plain. Just plain.
I mean, it's not the
wings.
first time somebody says.
Let
I'm
me
no
get
fun.
those plain AGs.
Ah!
Get some plain AGs.
Let me get the white shoes with the blue swoosh.
Yeah. Just a walking around wing.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
hey, I spiced the order up a little. Hey, can you give me them plain AGs because you run them through the deep fryer twice?
Gotta do that.
Exactly. Because for me, if you're salt, pepper, dredge game is good, then I know everything else everything else you do is good. So I get.
I mean, I'm with that. Like I said, you just gotta run them through twice. You know, I need them to be crispy. You
I'm
know what
good
I'm
with
saying?
that. Yeah.
Every
Don't
time
get
I
me wrong,
order,
lemon pepper.
Yeah.
I really want to try the Old Bay, but I mean, all that stuff is cool. But man, I want to see if you're fundamentally sound.
Hey man, you get some Old Bay, you dry rub that junk, you grill it, and then you fuck around and get fancy. You get the Old Bay hot sauce too.
I got hot sauce.
Goddamn right.
I didn't know Old Bay had hot sauce. I promise you, I didn't. Okay.
AG, batter plane or naked plane?
You know who? I tell you what, it depends because
I feel like you should have both options. That way, somebody can say, "Give me some of them naked AGs." Hey, no, don't put no drawers on them AGs. I want them bitches naked.
Yeah, we should call them the AGs when Lauren ain't home, run around butt naked. Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, sure.
Can't unsee that, but
I hope I never see that.
I don't want to see it myself.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, so somebody ordered AG, somebody with or without draws.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Hey, Phoebe, pause. Oh God, y'all some fools, man. So today, I mean, I'll talk about it later. But
How you gonna talk about it later? We like what 45 minutes in the show. You talking about something later?
no, I was gonna talk about something else before I get to the question.
Time is
But I
not on
mean-
your side, sir.
I mean, but isn't it?
No, because we're not gonna have no 2.5 hour show like we did last week.
Hey, whole player.
Whole
The only
player.
2.5 hour show y'all had was when I won't hear.
That's not true. You had no. That show wasn't. It was our last week's show was 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Oh, okay. That wasn't my fault though. It won't.
Okay.
It's never my fault.
He never said it was your fault. He just said we're not gonna do it again. Damn, man, turn your defensive off, man.
Nope.
Ain't nobody attacking you.
Always up, baby. Always.
Hey, man. Mo, I gotta jump in and say I'm gonna push back on that because you have attacked him enough for him to have a twitch.
I guess that's fair.
That's fair. Okay, as long as that's fair, because that's exactly what it is.
He's a stay ready now. He just stays ready for somebody to be attacking him.
Yeah, I gotta have a comeback. I remember those days.
I don't know if you have a comeback. I mean, you.
Hey, it ain't got to be to your liking.
Well,
just
it's
gotta
not
be,
a comeback.
but it's not silence.
You say some stuff, but it's not a comeback, sir.
I mean, that's fine. Maybe not to you.
But you do respond in words.
I do.
I will give you that.
Yep, I do what I can. So, one of the questions of the day. We'll start with this one because I like this one. So, gentlemen, why don't women have the fear of loss in marriage or relationships? Because because there are times when the breakup happens and the dude crying and the woman just like, get your bitch ass out of here. So why don't they ever have a fear of being like, oh my God, I'm gonna be by myself, or this other bullshit?
I don't think that's an accurate statement. I think they do, and I think everybody, I think outwardly people don't necessarily show or express that they have a fear of it, but I mean,
why they gotta be hard?
I mean, because the new feminine energy has a lot of toxic masculinity in it.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's out here, all these women out here trying to be boss bitches, acting like they don't need no nigga. Like that's really a lot of like old school pimp shit that was toxic masculine energy. And even when dudes was doing it, we was fucking lying. We were fronting. Like, first of all, I don't care what genitalia you have. Don't nobody want to be 60 something years old by their goddamn selves. That's just the reality of the thing. Like, I don't care how much cash shit people be talking about, how they don't need nobody. Don't nobody want to be 60 something by their goddamn self.
I don't need no dick. I got my plastic friends.
I mean, look, whatever. I mean, yeah, I can't argue with that, but you know what that fake dildo ain't gonna do? Change your goddamn tire. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna take the trash out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna do none of that shit.
With it. You can't really
do none of that shit.
No, but now see, if you were a real one, you could pay AAA to do the tire, and you would have strength enough because you work out, you're not fat, you can take your own garbage out.
And furthermore,
but now it goes back to, but they don't want to do that shit. So
But they don't ever say they don't want to do that.
once again, that's why I say people just out here lying about what they don't quote unquote need. You're like, no, you don't need a lot of shit. Don't mean you don't want it. Like all these women who out here, I don't need no man. Okay. I bet you want one. I mean, you ain't trying to say that because you think it makes you look soft and vulnerable or whatnot, but you ain't fooling nobody. Don't nobody want to be by their goddamn selves.
I like soft women.
Well, you're not in question, sir.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Most men want women who are softer. We ain't saying you gotta be no punk. We ain't saying you gotta be helpless. Like, cause to be honest, there's almost no bigger turn on than a woman just completely acting helpless about shit. That shit drives me crazy. And I guess that's just because I don't have experience with those type of women in my life. As far as like family, I didn't see them women. So when I see women acting completely helpless, I'm just like, fuck wrong with you? Like, you gotta figure some shit out on your own. But yeah, I mean, I also don't want I'll be honest, I don't want no woman that acts like me.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want you to process emotions the way I do, because the way I process emotions is by outwardly not really having much. And that's a really, really aggravating relationship when two people ain't talking about their goddamn feelings, or only talking about their feelings but ain't really expressing them. Like, hey man, we sure can articulate how we feel without actually showing it.
That means y'all have a deeper level of understanding.
Sure.
Or that means we can read, because I mean, we might as well just be writing to each other. We might as well just be writing to each other. We might as well be pen pals and live in the same house.
Bitch, I can read. I mean, yeah. Straight up. I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't know. It's just if I wanted somebody like myself, I'll be by myself. Like, really, I don't want anybody like myself. I just don't. Masculine energy, feminine energy. I just want somebody who's just cool. And you don't got to be all whatever for all that, you know? And I don't know, man. It's just.
I think breakup scar. Yeah. I think breakup scar, no matter
what everybody.
Sex you are. But what I have noticed, and this is just opinion based, I have no empirical evidence to suggest that this is true. This is just what I've seen with my own eyes. A lot of times after long relationships, when a breakup happens, women come out better economically, accomplishment wise, but usually emotionally they don't seem to. Where guys, I mean, they might take a breakup hard, but it feels like their bounce back game emotionally is a little bit easier. And that might have something to do with that thing we were talking about the other week when we were just like, because I mean, if you a guy out here who's, not in jail, not gay, moderately decent human being, there is a market for you out there, and that market will become available to you immediately. A moderately decent guy hits the free agent market. It's real easy to get over that X when you got a whole bunch of people like bidding for your services.
One day I'll experience that, because I haven't seen that.
Look, man, you just need to get in a relationship and break up. That's it. Find somebody, get in a relationship and break up.
Girl? Can we date for like 2 days and then just be like, fuck you? And I'll be like, all right, my bad.
But no. You gotta date them and be good to them too. It still gotta be, because people like the impression that you were good in your past relationship. You ain't gotta be perfect. I ain't saying you gotta be perfect, but good.
So you saying I got a Bill Bellamy that Def Jam's How to Be a Player thing?
Absolutely. There was so much truth in that shit. There was so much truth in that.
That movie's so awesome. And you're right.
There was so and look, that sounds like we're just making a mockery out of a relationship game. However, that shit is real. That shit real. That's real shit right there. Like,
yeah, that's real shit. AG left. That's our shit. That's our real.
AG was like,
fuck
hey, you're not about to get me in this how to be a player conversation.
Oh no, I totally agree. I was just letting y'all talk about it. I totally agree. It was a great film, and it
No,
taught me
you went
quite a
away
bit.
for a little bit. And it
He
was
was like, no, I just want to make sure I don't get associated with this how to be a player rhetoric.
Oh no, this way I talk with my wife, it's all good. I'm just saying it was a great movie, and I did learn a lot from it. However, I have not experienced what you just said.
Which part?
When he said once you become available, you say your services are, what did you say?
I mean, look, like people are going to acquire about your services. Like,
Yeah, I never experienced that.
They're just not going to acquire it from the person you had services with. They're going to go around the bush.
I mean, yeah, there's some inquiries, you know, there's some.
Because women don't trust other women.
No,
And,
I have.
okay, AG, when did you have your most recent breakup?
My most recent breakup came a month before I reconnected with my wife.
So how long ago was that? Like round time frame?
12 years ago. No, not 12 years ago. Hold on. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah, that sounds right. 12 years ago.
And you said just a month afterwards?
Yeah, but that was random.
And yeah, but see, here's the thing though. You was your relationship public?
Yeah, I mean, it was public in my circle. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
like, did you go out and were you in public together a lot? That sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, in the circle.
And was your breakup public?
Yes.
So, okay, in a month, that's when you hadn't really hit the free agent, you know, what do they call it with the open period of free agency? You were still like a month out. You hadn't really hit your open period of free agency yet. If you'd have let that thing sit 3-4 months and people would have known you was really out there again, I'm telling you, man, people you would have least suspected might have been interested in you would have dropped you, would be like, oh, you know, I did kind of have a thing with it's I don't know why it works that way. It just does, man.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm saying is
you never experienced it.
No, I never experienced it because see, when my wife and I reconnected, that was outside of my circle. In my circle, meaning our circle of the woman I broke up with that broke up with me. What I feel like you're saying is somebody that was in that circle, maybe directly or adjacent, would have watched me with her, understood that I wasn't an asshole, and been like, well, I don't give a shit about her. I don't have any loyalty to her.
Women are rough.
I've seen him and I want that, and that is in him. So I'm gonna go get him. I have not experienced that before.
I mean, look, man, maybe like I said, maybe you just haven't been out there long enough, but I mean, or maybe what I'm talking about is just form because like that shit's happened all the time.
No, I have experienced it. What I'm saying is I have seen it. You are right. I'm not challenging you being right or wrong. I'm saying two things can be this, exist at the same time. But like I said, for me, based on what I feel like you're saying, I haven't had somebody see me that was like, I want to get with you because of what they saw. Because we don't, my wife and I didn't run in the same circles. So that's all I was saying. And that's why I said our meeting was random because she messaged me out the blue. I hadn't heard from her in 2 years at that point. So that's all I'm saying. But what you're saying is absolutely
allegedly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be right no matter what, right?
No, I'm just saying I have no evidence to suggest that I am right or wrong, because if she really was plotting on you from the background, she wouldn't have just said that to you.
Oh, she just happened to send you a Facebook message.
Yeah, you just randomly got the hey stranger, hey, how have you been?
Well, no, I mean, to her it wasn't random because she had an agenda. The agenda was, I want to go to the class reunion, but there's only 2 people I want to see. You're one of them. Are you going? Sure. I was the one that set this off because as soon as she said that she was divorcing, my first thought was, I'm sorry. My second thought is, I'm gonna get that.
Well, I mean, but once again,
I still feel like. Yeah, I still feel like.
I mean, I spent a lot of time chasing, and she spent a lot of time not responding. So I don't know about that.
I'm about to say, Ruben, truer words have never been said on this motherfucking show.
What did you
Ruben
say,
said,
Ruben?
That's the
that's the
game.
game. Oh, Ruben, that was the 100% real talk moment of the show right there. That's the game, Ruben.
She
Okay.
made you think that it was all you, bro. She had the plan, and she ain't gonna never tell you.
Never.
She ain't gonna never tell you that, because why would she?
Even though we had a mutual friend that was helping me deal with this, that knew both sides.
So
Really?
you didn't
So
think
so
somehow
basically
mutual
you're saying
friends didn't
she
let her
had
know?
she had insider knowledge based on a bro, you are proactively making it sound more and more likely that we are right.
Hey, man, it's okay you got because you got what you wanted.
If I promise you, if my wife was predatory, she would have told me. No, she would have said, "I
hold
peeped
on,
you,
shut up,
whatever,
bro.
whatever."
Hold
up.
on, hold on.
No.
The 100% most feminine characteristic is not necessarily predatorial, but it is a form of manipulation. And that is, I got to make you feel like you are
You
still
did
the
this shit.
hunter, even though I am actually hunting you.
And I agree. I just didn't think it was me. But since this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing.
I'm just saying, like,
There's
look,
nothing wrong with that.
if you were the sucker, you was a good sucker. That's great.
I mean, I've been a sucker all my life. I just don't think this is one of those
Hey,
times.
Hey, but wouldn't this be one of the times you'd want it to be the sucker? Like, you want to be the sucker in this moment.
I
You
mean,
got
I'm
what you
told
wanted,
I'm
like-
a total simp, but I don't think I was a sucker though.
whoa. I didn't say nothing about simping. I ain't say
Nobody
nothing
I am
about
a simp
simping.
though.
No, but I didn't say that
No,
I
about
didn't say
this
that you
situation.
did. That's how I'm characterizing myself as a
But what I'm
simp.
saying is this situation has nothing to do with your simp past. Nothing
Yeah.
to do with that.
Actually,
All
I don't think I think that the only reason I'm not a simp now is because she's not awful.
She's
I mean,
not allowing you to be.
But the mechanics are the same.
Nah, different.
They're not.
Like, here's the thing. Like Brent, her game is tight.
I just
mean,
don't see it, bro.
You're
AG,
not going to. That means she did her
simp-
job well.
I can't,
AG simp transition turns into service. So you once upon a time was a simp for unworthy people, and now you in service to a worthy person. A lot of
I agree.
a lot of the
I
things
agree.
are the same.
Right.
It's just you're not a simp if the person you're doing the service for is worthy of the service.
Okay, I do agree with that. That is absolutely true. I just wanted I was trying to make a separation from me.
I'm
being
just
a
saying because AG, we established up here that every dude is a simp
Every
at
once in a
some
while.
Right, and
at
that's what I
some
was
point in
speaking
time. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. That's why I said mechanically it's the same thing. Ruben said I was wrong about that.
I mean, I think you
No.
are.
I just say every dude is a simp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still
It's
simping.
just-
It's just it's
It's
reciprocated
yes,
Well,
it's service. It's not
because
simping.
she's
I don't- yeah, I
actually
don't-
a simp for me because before she was giving all
It's
those services to
service.
somebody
It's
that
just
didn't deserve.
service, man.
It's
just
not
service.
simping, man. When
Yeah,
you
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
once the
bride,
person
it's no
becomes
longer
worthy,
simping.
it's a service.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. She's in service to me because now it's
And
reciprocal.
you're in service to her.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. But I didn't know I was a sucker. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean,
I don't mind being
if
a
you-
sucker.
if you're a sucker, you really don't know that you're a sucker.
Okay, well, she's got a nice ass and big titties. That's good, man. I'm good with it.
I mean, because look,
mean,
man,
hey.
I know I got suckered. I know I got suckered, and I'm all right with it.
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
saying?
You're the wait a
Yeah, you
minute,
did.
wait a
Yeah,
minute,
you
wait,
did.
wait.
He
You
did
are
get
the
suckered.
one that told us the story about when you're on a plane going. I think you were going to or leaving Pittsburgh,
No, we were flying over Pittsburgh. We were leaving Jersey. That's
Okay,
horrible,
and
wretched
you
place.
decided this was the one. How are you?
Yes.
How are you
See-
getting
see,
played?
I told you about that moment. You didn't know about the previous moments that led up to that.
Bro, can I say
played,
it? Can I say
So
it?
you've been getting played all that time, and you decide.
but I'm okay with it because
But-
it was what I wanted at the end of the day too.
So what happened to Moby was predatory.
How is it predatory?
She waited. He was messing with her friend.
Whoa.
Well, you've told us this. He's not
not
saying
friends.
anything.
Not friends.
What?
They just happen to work together.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, acquaintances. Like, yeah, let's
And
Get it
she
straight.
waited.
get it
she
straight.
waited till she just laid in the wait, knowing full well this shit ain't gonna last.
And
too
see,
long.
and see, I disagree with that part, that
I-
analogy of the story. so-
Disagree.
Now you're disagreeing. But
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
get to.
No, here's the thing. I disagree with his analogy of it because I don't think she laid in wait. Because I don't think that's what happened.
Well, that's what I just finished telling y'all, and y'all were like, "No,
No. But
no."
AG, let me
Now he's
play
gonna
it out.
explain it to me.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
just let me play it out for why I don't
Uh,
believe she laid and waited for it.
Okay.
Because we were together. I proactively pursued her acquaintance and talked to her acquaintance. Like I actually got really interested in her. And then she, I mean, don't really matter what she did, but she gave me bullshit like hardcore ultimatum. And when I did that, she didn't like the person that it made me be in that moment, which honestly I didn't either. So then she stopped talking to me. But once again,
what's up?
my wife had seen me throughout this whole period because me and her talked all the time, pursued, and we kept talking, like really on a real friend level. Like she come hang out with my friends. I mean, I was still out in the game. That's what I say. I was out in the game. You know what I'm saying? I had my John Legend weeks where, save room for my love, where there was a couple random things that would come through. And and no secrets, you know what I'm saying? No secrets. But then as we kept talking and talking more, I think at some point in time, it did switch to, hey, we're really good friends, to, hey, the way he was treating her was really good. And if he's really cool with me in this capacity, maybe I should go get more. So I felt like that whole trip that we had in Jersey, which was a work related trip, me and her were talking a lot. But even in that moment, we ended up in two different people's rooms that night. Well, at least I said I was going to somebody else's room. I actually went back to my own room and was kicking it. But yeah, so then we just kept talking. And then, so I think it was a slow predator. I don't think it was predatorial at first. Then I think it was just a switch happened where she was like, hey, he actually was pretty solid. And, but Ruben seems to think she was plotting the entire fucking time. And I'm just like, I don't know if she was plotting the entire time. I know at some point in time it switched. But I do know when I first saw her, which had happened almost a year prior, I had asked him, hey, who is she? And he was like, oh, she dates so-and-so. And I was thinking, that nigga way too lame for that.
Yeah, she got rid of that simp. And then
I mean,
I didn't wait.
But see, that sounds. She didn't even fucking know me. She don't ever even remember that interaction.
But the person you were acquainted with and your wife, who is your wife now, they worked together. What do you think they talked about all day?
Of course they talked about me because I was fucking awesome at the time.
Exactly.
I'm not anymore. I'm old now, but back then I was in my prime.
Right. And who do you think? Who do you think that she was just like? All right, she saw shit because she was there half the time.
Look, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all get back to. I'm gonna let y'all get back to this in a minute. I just gotta ask this question: how is your story any different than mine?
It's not.
You're right.
Because Winter is not the hunter in this, nor was Lauren. So, because Lauren,
AJ, I said at one point in time she became it. See, Ruben seems to think she had that like mastermind plan from the moment I saw her. I don't believe that, but I do think at some point in time in our relationship,
just like AZ don't believe that his wife.
No, because wait a minute. The reason why I don't believe my wife was the hunter, because she was always, once she started actually calling me back, she was like, I'm in this wherever you go. Plain and she told me that this the first date we actually had. She was like, I don't know where you are in your life right now. We've talked. I kind of understand where you are. I don't care where you are. I understand how you feel about, providing and all the things. Don't care. I'm with you. If you decide that you want to go somewhere else or whatever it is, I'm with you. I was like, you're going through a divorce, you have kids, that's nice. Going with you. That is not somebody that's hunting. That is somebody that's letting you know what time it is.
I
don't know, man.
Wake up one day is like, hey, I think I'm gonna fucking follow AG all around the world if he wants me to. Nah, motherfucker. She was like, I want that, and when I get my chance to shoot my shot, I'm bringing out the bazooka, and that's what she did. She put that howitzer right on her shoulder. It was like, look, motherfucker.
But how is that hunting? That's somebody coming to a realization.
Man, she had that realization when she sent you the message.
No, AG. What you said is no, AG. I agree with you. That's somebody coming to a realization. That is somebody coming to a realization that you're who I want to hunt now.
But are you hunting if you're letting them know you're it? Because actually, you're making yourself vulnerable at that point. You can do what, because basically what this is I don't know where you are. You can do whatever you want to do. This is where I am. In this situation,
you tell, nah, I ain't really down with that.
some men do.
No, I'm talking about you.
No, not me, because I
Exactly.
had been there.
Because she knew you. She knew you. And she was like, yeah, I want that. And she
Ruben,
did
all
the
one thing
right
I'm saying is she had kind of a lot going on, bro. She really didn't have time to not know. Once she figured it out, it's like, oh, well, I ain't wasting no time no more.
Women
Period.
make
This is my
time.
guy.
I
Women
mean,
make
you know,
time.
AG, now that you're talking and I'm seeing certain comments in there, maybe our situation ain't that much goddamn different.
It's not. It's not. It's not. Because what you
I was
described to
applauding.
me,
I was pipping. What? Shut up.
wait a minute. I was the
Shut
streets
up.
before you, babe. Oh, she was the streets. Wait a minute. I was free after 7.5 years. I wasn't.
That was how
plotting.
long
I
her
was
previous
pimping.
relationship was.
Yeah.
Wow, really? That's impressive.
And then, of course, right after, you made me realize I wasn't made for the streets.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm saying, oh, I don't.
You trying to get that cuddle time.
don't even
I
try.
didn't come to that same
No,
realization. You made me
he
realize
gonna
I
try to
wasn't for the
downplay
streets.
it. He downplaying it. I'm not doing this now. That was a sweet thing she just
Made me realize I wasn't. Whatever.
Hey, man.
Wow, man,
She
what?
was pumping other dudes, not you.
We gonna drill down in it.
I
Why
mean,
can't you just
okay,
say that was
okay, I get
lovely?
what she's
That was
saying.
really nice.
No, I
man.
get what she's saying. She was long relationship, breakup, and then like I said, in that period of time where me and her were still just friends, you know, she was, I guess, as she says, for the streets. And I guess she said she was pimping other dudes or whatnot. And I mean, hey,
That
whatever.
doesn't mean she didn't see how you treated such and such.
Man, look, what I think, and this is W.R. Brown. Please correct me, and I'm going to speak for you. So please correct me if this is wrong.
Y'all act like
in
she
her mind, I believe she was for these streets, but she wasn't blind, and she knew what she was looking for. If you date somebody for 7.5 years,
you know what you want.
you gotta know what you want. Okay, because you've experienced what you didn't want, or you've experienced what you did or did not do, all the things. Okay, because I knew I had a long relationship that was 10, and so it's just like I knew exactly what I wasn't gonna put up with, and I knew exactly what I needed to work on and fix that, and I knew exactly what I was gonna, all the things, bro. When she saw him and she experienced him through her coworker,
Oh yeah.
it was like she was like spidey senses everywhere. So when she had her opportunity, of course, because not only was she getting to know him flat, right?
Yeah.
Because y'all are friends, right?
They became
So she's
friends.
getting to know him right here. Like I'm getting to know him every week. It's the same thing. So her understanding what she wants in life from a romantic standpoint, from a life partner standpoint, is starting to show up every day she's talking to him. And one day she was like, okay, yeah, he that dude.
I always felt like one day my reputation no longer matched who she perceived me to be, because I had a bit of a whole reputation. And then when you get to talk to me, you realize I was not, in fact, a hoe.
No, there's no way that was true with this particular situation, because she got a chance to have front row seats to who you actually were.
Once again, that's what I said. The more we talked, I think she started to see more of who I was.
Before that.
Yeah, I'm with Ruben on that. Before that, because again,
she watched
already
y'all.
knows, she already
She was
knew.
always there.
Exactly.
She was always
there.
Yes. Yes, man, I'm telling you, W Brown 81, please tell me if I'm wrong with this, but I'm telling you, man, when you have done that with one person for that period of time and you break up, there are a lot of things that you learn about yourself. And if you're honest and you're self-aware, you'll fix your part and you look out for the crap you didn't like.
I mean, the truth of the matter is I was a recipient of, like, I had good fortune in the fact that she was with a lame ass nigga for a long time. So I was going to look awesome in comparison. Like,
that's not true.
I feel, Ruben, you knew him. Look, I'm just saying, AG, I'm not saying that's the only reason she's with me. I'm just saying, man, there was really no pressure on the brother. When you know who she was coming from, I was like, hey, baby, like, it damn near ain't nothing I can do that's not going to be an upgrade over this.
And I'm telling you, you can say that, but I'm telling you, man, you offered her things that were better. It's not the lame part that mattered to her. It was the you part that mattered. I'm okay.
Look, I'm not gonna argue.
W Brown,
I'm pretty awesome.
bingo, AG. You were my friend. You made me laugh, and the way you talked about your mom piqued my interest. I knew you were worth me stopping my brief hoe phase.
I mean, and I would say this: some of that brief hoe phase, I don't know nothing about that, but I will say that she might have been messing with other people in the same area as Mo B was messing with other people. Everybody sees.
Well, all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
Well, look, man,
you confused the shit out of me with that statement, but I mean,
she had front row seats to some of that stuff.
Look, man, what she's saying to me is random dick is great, especially after you have been in a relationship like that. You want something else.
Yep.
Even if it's random, like she said, I mean, her whole phase. Everybody had a whole phase. I know I did.
had like a 4-year one. So
exactly.
I mean,
but what I'm telling you, man, what you're learning is
4 years. It was a while. It was
well, only thing I'm saying is what you're learning while you're in your whole phase is whole phase ain't fun. You think it's fun, but it's not. Because you spend all your time, if you're not a sociopath, if you spend all your time thinking about what you actually want. So she was doing the whole thing while she's watching you because she got, again, front row seat, and she got to be backstage because she talked to you every day. And once she knew,
that's fair.
Once she knew that you were what she was looking for, the hoe phase stopped. Because everybody that has a hoe phase ain't a hoe. I know I wasn't. I was hoeing, but I wasn't, I wasn't a hoe. So it's just like once she figured it out, it was like, there it is.
It's not a shock. A couple things ended very similar times. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, not wrong there either. Because I tell you what,
she didn't stop doing that until a certain time.
I'm telling you,
and
man.
Then that just happens to coincide with you in that.
Look, man.
Hey, bro, I have no qualms in saying that I completely stopped my whole phase for her. And that was without a conversation. I just was like, hey, I'm really not interested in being around a lot of these other people as much as I'm interested in being with you. And I mean, I had that conversation with Ruben before it even happened. I was just like, hey, man, it ain't these streets ain't for me, man. The streets never loved me as much as I wanted to love them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true for everybody.
I don't know if I say that, but okay.
No, I will say that, man, because like, I'm not a good hoe. And I'm gonna say why I'm not a good hoe, man, because like I genuinely care about people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have real conversation with people. You know what I'm saying? If I ask you how your day is, like I really mean it. Like, even if we are just quote unquote banging, I'm like, hey, how's your day? Like, I really, yeah, I know we're going to get to that whole stuff later on, but I mean, you're here right now and you're a human. I want to know how things are going. And those are not good hoe characteristics. Like, you're not supposed to be trying to be in depth. Yeah, you're not supposed to be trying to be in depth.
Man, okay.
So, Kebiaco says, aim, weapon choice, and strategy to become more precise with age and experience. The goal is to end the hunt as quick as possible.
Hey, ain't no lie about that. No lies detected.
What's the hunted?
no lies detected.
I mean,
look, when she started hunting me, look, I mean, I was easy prey. I'm just saying, I was standing still. I was probably dipping my hand in the water, just looking around, not realizing I was about to get shot. Just
okay. I tell you what, Kebiaco and everybody on this show, you can't be hunted if you willingly put your foot on the trigger for whatever trap it is.
Then AG, then I couldn't have been hunted either.
I wanted her, man. Everybody knew I wanted her. Only thing I wanted her to tell me was yes or no, which she had issue with because of everything that was happening.
Then if everybody knew you wanted her, what makes you think it didn't get back to her?
You talking about for me or you talking about AG?
AG,
he's talking to me.
What makes you think it didn't get back to her? Yo, man, AG about that. Oh, really? Because I think I'm about that too.
Because I was about to say the only way it could have got back to her is if you would have said some shit.
I ain't say no shit.
Okay, you know what? I tell you what,
because I was pretty honest about the shit. Like,
I mean,
if I
told you first time I saw her, like I was just like, hey, why the fuck?
I tell you what, if I was the hunted, then I'm glad I got caught.
It's nothing wrong with being hunted, man.
Hey,
I
AG,
mean,
I
just
already
need
said
you
I'm
to
glad I
understand that.
got caught. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah, there are a lot of us out here trying to be caught, and nobody wants us.
You gotta
So
do a
it's
better
just
job
whatever.
of running away. That's what it is.
Clearly, I gotta do a better job. What's up, baby? I ain't that good, but whatever. See, like, hey,
Because it
hey,
probably would weird a hunter out if like you aiming at the deer and the deer start walking towards you, going, "Please shoot me." Like I don't know, like hey, bro. Like
I don't know if I want that.
you taking the fun out of this here, bro. Like,
KB Yako, we were all the hunted. They pick us, not the other way around.
goddamn right. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, so hey, look, man. In the grand scheme of things, the good thing is you got caught, and you got caught by a good one.
Well, that's the only reason I wanted to get caught because I already knew.
Well, yeah, exactly. But once again, I just
I
need
can
you
smell a
understand-
bad one.
Well, I just need you to understand you can't be out here assuming that she didn't know that you wanted her. Because if everybody knew,
No, that was never the question. She knew, but it's like I said, she had to come to her own realization. That's why I said she wasn't hunting. She didn't even know
Hey,
for
man,
her side of things.
I mean,
not
I-
mine.
sure about
there
that?
ain't no way she could have known I wanted it, Ruben. I was too cool for that.
Oh my god.
Ain't no way, Ruben. I was too cool.
WR81, was he really? that cool?
I'm convinced I was too cool.
You can
about it.
be convinced all you want to. I want to know from WR
And,
Brown.
and by the time I did, and by the time it was obvious, that was obvious because I was trying to be, because I don't beat around the bush.
I mean, see, here's the thing, man. W.R. Brown had the benefit of being in a 7.5-year relationship. So hey, man, she ain't about to just go and just jump on the gazelle and do whatever. She got the time to sit back and wait for you to come to the realization that you need to be with her. And that's what happened. She sat back and waited because she already knew. She was waiting for your ass to figure that shit out. And that's what happened because she had the option of patience.
Hey, look, man, I can't dispute none of that.
Because there's absolutely no way she was about to get in some other bullshit relationship after the 7.5 when she was in and she just
That's
got out
what
of.
I just said 10 minutes ago. I mean,
But AG, I also said about 10 minutes ago, you're right. Ain't that much difference.
I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't, but I'm telling you because the sticking point was, I believe that she knew what she wanted, but she got a front row seat to you because you were giving her vibes that she wasn't getting.
Oh, yeah, she was always there, man. Y'all hung out so much. All three of y'all. It's kind of weird.
Well, either way,
three of us.
OB won.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And
just the
then-
three of us. It was always groups of people.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I say you trying to make it seem like it was like, cause that'd have been kind of weird.
hey, man, I'm just
Or
saying.
that'd have been some ultimate pimping shit, which I'm
Exactly.
not claiming that either. So it was just
All I'm saying is, yeah, it's not like when she was there, she was there.
I mean, it's cool. So
Unless
what,
y'all went on y'all dates. And there's nothing wrong with that.
what I'm hearing is I was the prize.
Yes.
One of the few times men
And
are
that was
surprised.
actually the spirit of the question. The spirit of the question was like, men do things and it's public because women like tell us these things constantly. It's just like stuff like you know, if you don't go to the mall with your woman, you're liable to lose her. And that's a real thing. If you don't perform at a certain level and do certain things, you are going to lose your woman. And men say stuff like that constantly. We all do to each other. What I don't hear is women saying that to us or to each other. Women don't talk about, girl, I can't do this. I'm afraid to lose it. Not publicly.
No, they talk about it to each other. They don't talk about
I've
us.
never heard a woman say that. That's not true.
They might
don't- they
say
don't
they
talk-
might have one friend that they can say something
Well,
like that to, but like in general, I'm kind of gonna ride with AG on that. Like, nah,
Well,
they
because
don't.
here's the thing. I mean, as far as I know, in my brief experiences, most women don't have many women friends. So,
No, they
like,
don't. Some women don't have many friends.
yeah,
But
I'm-
some women.
I think I'm trying to clean up what Ruben said a little bit. I
Okay.
think what Ruben is saying that a lot of women don't have friends in the dynamics that a lot of males have friends
Well,
with.
yeah.
Like,
they have
like-
3 or 4, and that's hey, look, girls
That's all you
triples,
need.
girls triples 4. You know, sisters there's 5 somehow, and then like, but most women have like 2 or 3.
I mean, and the crazy thing
Solid.
is, you know, women who are always claiming to be such great communicators,
Ain't
like
got no
they
women
don't
friends.
realize that when men talk to each other about our problems, we are really fucking communicative with our friends. The problem is we just don't necessarily get all emotional with our friends, but we communicate with our friends. Like we've had friends talk about their relationship issues, and we sit there with all the compassion and empathy, and we be like, "Hey man, I hear what you're saying, man, but you acting like a bitch right now."
Yeah.
But like we still hear them, but we like, "Hey
Yeah.
man, like look, man, you gotta stop doing that shit, bro. You acting like a bitch right now." Like, or we've said, "Hey man, you keep doing that shit, and you're gonna fuck around and lose this one." And like we done seen your track record. Like you ain't doing no better than this. Like this
You
is
gotta hold on to that shit.
have we not said that to our friends before? Ru? Hey, bro. Like,
Yeah.
look,
What
I
you
know
doing?
them streets. I know them streets flirting with you right now, but I'm telling you, bro, you ain't gonna do better than this. Like,
Nah.
and this ain't an insult to you. This is saying, hey, when you win, take the dub. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't go out here looking for another one and lose this one. Like you got to win. Like,
Yeah, what the fuck you doing?
yeah, chill.
You out here living.
However, women always feel like the narrative is we encourage our male friends to do bad things in relationships. No, the fact of the matter is we just ain't gonna stop them. Like we can't. Hey man, you grown ass man. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm just letting you know, bro. That shit's stupid.
I mean, like
That is how we try to discourage
Yeah.
our friends. We ain't gonna be like, no, you can't do that. Stop. No, we ain't about to do all that shit. Hey, look, bro, you do that shit if you want to, man. But if I was you, man, you got a fucking solid one, man. You gotta let some shit go, man.
Hi. What's going on, Melissa? How we doing? How we doing tonight? That's funny. Because I was about to make a statement, and I'm still gonna make it because I think I can make it on this show and be fair. Because back in the day, Mo B will attest. There are some times where, we might venture out into the world. Maybe we might visit somewhere or whatever. And the question is, who's going? And then it's like, well, Ruben going? Yeah. All right. He gonna make sure y'all can do nothing stupid. And I'm like, I don't control these motherfuckers. Like, I ain't nobody's daddy up in here.
But I mean, but that really is what it is, man. It's not that somebody controls. It's like, look, when you're younger, you hate hearing the thing, you are who you hang with. But the older you get, you realize that, yo, man, who you hang out with is a reflection of decisions that you make as well.
Yeah.
Because, look, I'll be the first to tell you, 21-year-old me did some dumbass shit, man. Like hey, bro, I was not trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, wouldn't nobody accuse me of being fucking responsible at 21 when it comes to matters of damn near anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if somebody was dating one of my friends and we were about to go out, I completely understood if their significant other was like, I really don't like you hanging out with him. Because look, there was a good chance there was gonna be some tomfoolery involved in where I was at. That's just what the fuck happened. That's just what happened. And look, I own it. You know what I'm saying? So if there are ever people who haven't seen me in a long time and they still remember that, be like, hey, no, we know how you are. I'd be like, hey, that's fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that shit now. I'm old, but I mean, like, that's fair. I did a lot of dumbass shit. But the older you get, and with your circle of friends, you can't control. As guys, you can't control what your male friend does, but you can give a strong opinion that you've earned enough friendship equity with that you can say something that might seem harsh, critical, or even downright fucked up. Like, you be like, hey man, your dick gonna fall off. You keep doing this dumbass shit. You got a good one. What the fuck's your problem?
Or, one of
Why
my
is his
favorite
dick gotta fall off?
Because we gotta work and we got to throw out extreme statements sometime to get people to understand the reality of it is, hey man, that move ain't worth it.
Exactly.
Like that shit might seem cool
I've
right
said
now.
that numerous times.
Yeah, that shit might be
if that's
cool right now. Yeah, that shit might be cool right now. It's 2:30 in the morning. We all drinking. Everybody having a good time. But I mean, at some point in time, it's gonna be 8 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, it's gonna be 8 tomorrow. And can you live with this 2 a.m. decision?
Truth. Understood. It's still funny.
I mean, I think once I've said, hey man, have you seen The Crying Game?
Wow.
Yeah. That's all I'm
This is what-
saying. Walk
This is
away.
what we're doing. The crying game. Ouch. Okay.
I've had to say it one time, and I
Hey,
was like,
no,
"Ooh."
AG, this used to be the ultimate thing we would say to get any of our friends to come to the realization that they might be moving a little too far in the wrong direction. Hey, bro, if you do this, can Babyface get you back in? If Babyface can't get you back in, nigga, you don't need to do that shit.
No.
When you say babyface, does I pay your rent included in that?
Once again, if
Hey, man, you say what you
Babyface
gotta
can't get
say.
you back in, this
Okay.
ain't the move, bro.
You
I
gotta
just
say what
wanted
you
to
gotta
make
say,
sure.
bro.
I just
I
wanted
mean-
to make sure.
Between that and 12 play,
Yeah, bro. If Babyface or Blackstreet, you know what I'm saying? If one of them old 90s R&B vibes can't get you back in, bro, stop.
Just stop.
Just stop. I'm
That's
just saying,
funny.
like everybody love when the big booty hoes is in, you know what I'm saying? There's some hoes in this house.
Up
Just
with
put it in
it.
everybody cool with that. But hey, if you put on before I let you go, you know what I'm saying? If that can't get you back in, stop.
what you doing?
Yeah,
the hell you doing?
because what you doing ain't worth it.
Understood. That's a
Ain't
good barometer.
cool.
That really is a good barometer. I agree with that.
It
Hey,
ain't
we always say, hey
Babyface
man,
can't
I
get you back
fucked
in.
up. Is it Babyface fucked up? Like, just
Yeah.
I'm just saying, can you not just say any unreasonable ass shit to get her back? If you can't do that, like if you can't say no dumb ass shit like I'll never tell a secret, girl, I'll never tell a lie. I want to make it up to you, and that don't get you back in, bro. Stop.
I
Just
mean,
stop.
what about just like something simple like day and night? You know what I'm saying?
Either way, if it can't get you,
Yeah,
look,
but
That's not unreasonable.
you gotta go with the. You gotta go with the.
AG,
'cause
you
gotta stop
don't
talking
think it's
about paying the rent.
unreasonable to say I only think of you on 2 occasions? That's day and night. So nigga,
Day
you
and
don't think
night.
about nothing. You don't think about nothing else.
Touche.
See, Keith Sweat ain't got it like
Touche.
Babyface, man. Sweat ain't got it like Babyface.
You ain't thinking about nothing else. Like, come on, bro. Like look, man. I get it. I love my woman too, but nothing else.
I mean, you know,
It don't
in,
work,
in
motherfucker.
my
It don't work.
defense, isn't most of the stuff you do during the day like directly or indirectly for her to start with?
See, motivation is still not necessarily thinking about her all the time.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, AG, when you were taking the shit this morning, were you thinking about her?
No, I was playing Sudoku. That's true.
there you
Once
go.
I'm saying, like, just you being unreasonable, man. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
That's why nobody listens to Keith Sweat's ass. He fuck you up.
hey, look,
I mean,
man.
what Keith Sweat do besides beg?
Hey, look, I'm
Hey,
gonna let you know,
let's see.
man.
I mean, he ain't babyface level begging, but he begging.
Ruben, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you about the Keith Sweat thing,
Man, fuck
and that's just because, like, I've had some just ironically funny shit happen with Keith Sweat playing in the background, so it always just has a special place in my heart. I don't know why. There was once upon a time in my life where I felt like no matter when some shenanigans was gonna happen after dark, some random Keith Sweat song was playing. So I almost felt like Keith Sweat was like my R&B spirit animal at some point in time. Like,
R&B spirit animal.
I just want to highlight the fact that he's used tomfoolery and shenanigans in the 5 minutes.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
hey, look,
yeah.
I'm just saying, you know what? But I hadn't really cussed in those minutes either, though. Like I've been,
Even if you did shenanigans and tomfoolery, respect.
Kind of.
Respect.
Thank you today for using the English language and the dictionary.
I mean, look, I know a lot of them old phrases.
His idiom game has stepped up tonight. I ain't mad at him for that. Tomfoolery was
Hold
really.
on,
It's
hold
the
on,
way he
what?
said it.
Hold up for a second.
Tomfoolery.
Stop that. Stop this.
Stop. What?
Negro, you just said idiom.
That's what it is.
I mean, I know what it is, but I'm just saying that
I'm
half
saying,
the
what
people
you-
who listen to this show probably don't remember what an idiom is.
I'm just saying.
Some of the people
whoa,
listening to the show
whoa,
don't know the idiom is a word for real.
yeah,
Exactly.
Hey man, y'all not gonna be disrespecting our audience like that. There's at least one person out there who knows. At least one.
Okay.
And there's probably somebody that Googled it. You know what I'm saying?
They
Somebody
don't
was like,
count.
"Hold up."
They don't count.
Hey, why not? You gotta be able
Because
to use
you
your
know,
resources.
you have
Hey,
to
life
know before I
is an
said
open
it.
book test, AG.
No,
Life
no,
is-
it's not. It's not. Stop it. Stop it. No,
Especially
it's not.
for our
sir.
younger audiences. You know,
Do we have a younger audience? Like,
Hey, I
what
don't
what
know.
would we consider younger audience?
Younger than
Under
55.
40.
I'm 55
under the
next
40.
month.
Under 40. Anybody under 40 is. I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah.
We old, man.
I'm just saying. So, like, I'm just curious. How much of an under 40 market do you think we have as podcast listeners?
I'm making a stake. I'm just
no,
making a statement.
I'm being curious. I wasn't.
what we have.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm just saying, spitballing out there. You think there's a lot of people who were born like after 1989 that listen to us?
You know, yes, I do, because I don't think older people in general listen to podcasts that often, unless there's something they're chasing in particular.
I mean,
especially when we're not talking about old people stuff.
Yeah, we really don't.
We talk about a lot of general things that start at like 15 and go to the rest of your life.
We talk about when we were younger and shit, and how it affects us now as we are older.
I'm just saying, but like when you were in your 20s, anytime some person our age started talking about some back in my day shit, you tuned them out.
It depends who it was.
You're right. That's true.
Some people had real good stories.
Yeah, but
you're right.
I'm glad Ruben said that, because if I was a young person listening to us, it would feel like when I was a young person actually listening to my uncles talk about whatever.
Yeah.
On either side of my family. It didn't matter what, it was just like when you hear old people talk about stuff, and it's the most interesting thing ever.
Yeah, so that you're right, because one of the things that I can't wait to do in the next couple years, because I can't do it with my kids, because what I'm saying, I got 2 daughters, and I'm pretty blunt and brash when I talk to them, but I also got 2 nephews, you know what I'm saying, and when they get into their early teens, young men, I can't wait to unk them. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to just start talking about some random shit that they don't want to necessarily hear, but they got to hear because I'm gonna say it. I just
but actually the best experience for them is when they're listening to you and they're not exactly involved in it. Like if they were to listen to this show, that's the situation I'm talking about.
Matter of fact, like my cousin E, you know what I'm saying? His sons, because E talks to his sons about stories of our childhood all the time. So when I see them, they'll be like, "Yo, did you and Dad?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it didn't really go the way he said it did." Because it's funny how E always is like the hero of every fucking story. Like, yo, like, why does motherfucker make me feel like I was a helpless little cousin? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, bro. Like, when did I become the helpless nigga? Like,
that's not true, because all the stories that you've ever told us on this show, concerning both of you, he has kind of been the hero, bro. You're the kind of the villain, man. Like when my
when the dude hit the tree, man.
When my man hit the tree, what did you do? What did you do when I hit the tree?
I will say you're right. I'm the villain, but that's not what I mean. But he makes me feel like the helpless person that he was saving all the time, and I'm just like, whoa.
He was probably saving your morality. You
might be right about that.
Exactly.
I'll give you that. You might be right, which is really ironic, because like moral compass wise, like when we were younger, he was not the barometer of moral compass. He just wasn't. Like,
see what I'm saying? He might not have been, but it's like after it happened, he would sober up and be like, "Okay, man, this is not cool." Where you're looking for a plan. There's a difference.
So
and this is based off of your story to us.
You're right. But it is funny when I hear my little cousins talking about like, yeah, you and dad were doing this. And I'm just like, bro, you were telling a lot to these kids. And I'm like, and I got to realize they're fucking adults now. And I'm like, yeah, but why you gotta be the hero? Like, yeah, why you gotta be the hero of this story, man? Like, hey man, I was out here.
Hey, who tells history in any history book? The winner.
You're right, okay. AG. But like,
especially when you ain't around.
And look, I didn't think I had this type of ego, but like, at one point in time, I think I can't remember what story he said, but he told a story, and basically the only thing I kept thinking based on the way he told the story, I was like, man, why are you letting your kids feel like I ain't had no hoes back in the day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get nobody back in the day, bro.
Okay. Okay. And to defend your nephews and your cousin, the story you told us was, and in fact, you have talked about this in the last 3 months.
Jesus.
He moved in with y'all.
No, he didn't move. He moved to the same area. So
okay. I'm sorry. He moved to the same area. So y'all going to the same school. You take him under his wing under your wing to get his feet wet. And then all of a sudden he went from your cousin to, ain't you E's cousin?
And once again, that's absolutely true. But in that process, it wasn't like I still didn't have. I was still getting attention.
No. Because at that time, you described yourself as kind of holeless. At that time, Because you gone through your
I
growth
would
spurt
just,
yet?
I would just say my level of my roster was not as full as his, nor had it ever been.
You know
And
what,
and
man?
and full disclosure, I don't think at any point in time in my life it ever was
So how is he
until
not,
he settled down, and then
so
he
how
was
is
a
he not
quitter,
the
and I
hero
wasn't
when
at the
he
time.
was always the hero?
AG, it's one thing. It's one thing if he makes me feel like Robin, but he made me feel like just some random civilian on the street. Like, yo, I was at least a sidekick, bro.
Wow.
All right, man. I'm just saying sometimes, man.
You're
I'm
right.
just
You're
saying,
right. Here's the thing. Like I said, I just wanted to at least be a sidekick in the store. Like he
You
made
were
it
a
feel like
sidekick.
he made it feel like I was the dude getting mugged and Spider-Man came to save me. It's like, oh, whoa, bro. Like I had some powers too now. Like
I mean, but in the stories you've told us, you did spend a lot of time explaining to people that I'm somebody too.
I mean, that's true. But that's true.
Wow.
He had more resources than me, man. So that's
How
what I'm
did
saying.
he
I
have
was
more
Robin.
resources?
All right, I can explain this. A, he hit his growth spurt a little bit before me, so he was full grown. 2, he had no parental supervision. He lived with his 2 older brothers, which made his house
Oh,
the
wow.
house for anything to
house.
happen.
Understood.
He also had a
House for
car.
anything to happen.
You know what I'm saying? He had a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all these things are in high school. Like his stock was just going up without him having to do anything. His presence made it go up.
Okay,
Like he came to the city. He had no parental supervision. He had a car. He had 2 older brothers that was proactively in their young 20s.
wow. It's almost like he had white privilege.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So he was Batman. He had all the money. He had the Batmobile. He had the cool belt. And yeah, I was Robin. You know what I'm saying? I was in there, but I'm like, I fought some bad guys too. I did some shit.
Bro, I mean, but on the outside, did you fight somebody? Did you fight somebody?
I felt like I did.
I mean, feelings.
Like I
Hey,
did.
hey, how many times in this show have you said feelings don't mean shit?
You're right, but say not just I felt like I did. I know I fought some bad guys because I had to fight some people because he made so many enemies just being himself.
That's what we
You know what I'm saying?
now.
I'm just saying, and it won't nothing he did. But once again, if you are the dude without parental supervision, with the car, young brothers, the only people in the house, a lot of ladies, and a lot of those ladies have guys that like them who now don't like him.
So they trolling.
Yeah, and who you think had to make sure ain't nobody come get him? Robin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Nobody put the bat symbol up for me, but I knew when that bat symbol went up, hey, Batman gonna need me because while he out here doing the damn thing, I gotta make sure ain't nobody trying to get him.
Oh shit.
I
Y'all
was
funny.
security before there was security. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, did he at least let you ride in the Batmobile?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Unless he had to go pick up somebody, then I had to walk from random.
Wow.
Hey, look, the shit happened, man. I
Are you
had to
sure
walk
you
in.
just
I had to
want
walk
some
in. a lot of-
rando, man?
Oh,
Nah, man.
Because I mean, the way you telling it, man, you're just some freaking rando right now.
No, see, here's the thing. The way I'm saying it is not an insult to him at all. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He was young adolescent male doing what young adolescent males do.
Okay.
So he dropped me off at somebody's house. He was supposed to pick me up. I start calling him. I don't get no answer. I have to walk 6 miles back to the crib. I get home the next day. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Oh, my bad. So-and-so called and I went over there. Was I mad at the time? Absolutely. But like older me understands, hey man, your dick just made you go somewhere. Like there was nothing you could do.
And actually, that's not the first time you said that either. And the more I listen to it, just listen to it in this context. I mean, I don't want to say this, but it seemed like you were simping for him, man, for real.
Man, here's the thing. I just knew what it was. So as I got older, I just didn't depend on him for things that he could let me down with. So that's how
everything.
Nah, because there were some things that he definitely gonna come through for you on. But
Okay.
I also knew there was a hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look.
So pussy was you always lost the pussy.
Hey, look, most things when you between the age of like 17 and 20, most things lose to pussy when you're young man. I just and I didn't consider the fact that we were family no different. Like it's like, hey, bro, I get it. I probably wouldn't have done you. I probably wouldn't have done you like that. I wouldn't have done you like that.
That's
but I get it.
Point. That's kind of cold blooded, man.
Hey, look, that is cold blooded. that it absolutely is cold blooded. But he has come through for me in some times where, like, he really went out his way to come through for me a couple times, and I'm.
All right. Well, I will say this. The other thing I was going to say, I forgot that I wasn't wanted to say it, but the other thing I'm going to say about this situation, it seems to me, based off of what you're saying, it is so easy to make himself seem like he the hero, and you. Just
it is because he had all the things working for him.
Exactly.
Like, he had the mansion, the Batmobile. I get it, but
the context matters. In the context matters.
But I just, that's why I just be looking at the cuz like, hey, bro, like, can you tell him some cool shit I did too? Like, I did some cool shit.
But does he consider it cool when you're that guy?
He absolutely considers some cool shit because I did some cool shit, AG. Trust me. And I had to make some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? He respects the fact that he had resources to make shit happen, and I was out here MacGyvering that thing.
Okay, man. I just don't want to see you be getting put out there pimping to get somebody pimp you out like that, man. That's not cool, man. But okay, understood.
Wow. All right.
Just saying, man. He ain't treating
Nah, man. Look, man. Me.
Leave that man somewhere for 6 hours. Like,
nah, man. Me and him had. Hey, look, man. He. That's in all fairness, that only happened once. But once again, once it happened once, you never forget that shit. Like, I outside on him for a long time after that shit. Like, bro, nigga, you had me walking from goddamn London Oaks and Portsmouth back to Churchland, bro. That is, I had to go over a fucking bridge. I had to fucking walk over a goddamn bridge, and I had to do that shit because I wasn't supposed to be out there, and I was about to call my mom and be like, "Yo, can you come pick me up from this place I wasn't supposed to be?"
Yeah, yeah.
Why was you over there? Why was you over there doing some shit I wasn't supposed to be doing?
Understood. Okay, man. I'm just saying,
Nah, man. He was the big brother that was only the big brother when shit was going good. Because when shit went well, I had to get us out of the shit. That's just what happened.
When it went well and when it went bad.
Nah, he was only the big brother when it went well. When it went well, he was at his best. When it went bad, that was your boy right here trying to save it, man. That was me trying to pick up the pieces.
I got a question. Is that what makes you a good wingman?
Absolutely. I've been a wingman my whole life.
But I didn't know all this information until today.
And actually what made me a good wingman is my low rise to
prominence.
Not even prominence, my low rise to visibility from the opposite sex. Because when you're the short, fat guy, the only thing you really got going for you is, can you make a chick laugh?
Truth.
Can you make her laugh? True. Cool. I got that. So I got that in spades. So usually, and not because I'm super funny, but because I've talked to a whole bunch of different people, and generally you put me in a room with anybody, I can find something to talk about. And once again, like I said, I'm a bad hoe because like I proactively listen, and I am generally interested in what you're saying, even if I don't give a F about you. But like, that's what makes me a good wingman. So when E would be hanging around some girl, if they had like a friend or a younger sister, he knew he could bring me around. And one thing I was going to be able to do was occupy. So I'd be able to occupy. Now, once I hit my growth spurt and everything, now I could occupy in two different ways. Because now at least she was like, "Oh, you didn't bring me no ugly dude. Cool." Smash. You know what I'm saying? Nobody called me sexy, but at least nobody called me ugly. You know what I'm saying? That was a step up for me at the time. I want the short fat kid no more, so at least I want ugly. Cool. Now I got you. I had this light skin thing working for me at the time. That was before I found my dark skinness. But at the time when I was light skinned with waves, I was like, "Hey man, I'm killing the game with these waves." You know what I'm saying? I had my brush 360 ended up. But yeah, so I was a wingman early on. I learned all the wingman things early on. So by the time I got older, man, wingman was second nature for me, man. I was good being the co-star. I've been robbing my whole life. So I can be robbing for anybody. Even if I should be the Batman of the situation, hey man, You trying to get yours? I'll be Robin. I got you. Professional wingman.
Understood.
And Ruben's only being quiet because he's seen the wingman in action. He know.
No, I didn't doubt you. I just know where it comes from.
That's a crazy thing to be bragging about as a guy. I am the greatest wingman. That's
That's
such a crazy because like most dudes would brag about being able to close the deal, and I'm like, no. I can just make sure you got enough time to sign your paperwork.
And then you have friends, who interrupt when you're trying to get the paperwork signed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm lost.
Or I've had some friends that just can't make a layup. You know what I'm saying? Just can't make a layup. Hey, bro, I did everything for you, bro. Just make a layup.
In college, we called it charity work.
Hey, bro, then I should have been filing that charitable tax shit for since I was like 18, bro. I was
Jerry Lewis.
with it.
Awesome.
Charity work. That's awesome.
All right. So, yeah, I guess we found out why women don't have the fear of loss in men.
Nah, we barely talked about that. We just used that as an excuse to talk about whatever the hell we wanted to talk about.
Exactly. So
good question.
I do. Hey, that was AG.
Good question.
AG came through big in the clutch. So, AG, what's on your mind?
Want to shout out to my wife, man. I know I do that a lot, but just bear with me. I was sitting there. We were sitting there watching. No, we were running errands. Her priority after all that stuff was we need to get home because Alabama's going to be on TV or football is going to be on TV. And we sat and watched 3 games on Saturday and 1.5 games, or actually 2 games today. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, whatever sport or whatever hobby as a man that you're into, and you have a woman that matches that energy for you as much as she does for herself, or much as she wants from you for herself, then you got a real one. Because not only do I have a wife, I do have a best friend. And the response is the same, but it's vastly different than romantically or any other thing. But that's one of the ways in which men get disrespected constantly, where we put out, and this is kind of the reason I put the question out there, where we put out energy to do something for someone else because it's their thing, because some of it is fear of loss if we don't do it. But women don't really put out for us some things that have nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us. They don't have it in them. Some women do. I have one. I appreciate it. Again, I've watched 5 football games in 2 days, and other than falling asleep because she's tired, she was there for every play. Not only is she there for every play, but she's helping me, say information that I've learned about football so I can learn it, and she's actually actively listening. So again, I want to shout out to my wife for being my friend. Also, 2 different things that lead to the same thing. Shouts to her. That's what's on my mind.
Awesome. I mean, AG gets the Shamar Moore Award, man. Jeez. Like,
well, she is my baby girl, man. That's
At least you don't have to put on. I'm just saying, at least you don't have to put on fake cornrows for her.
You know what? there are things there's things that I would do for her, but that is not one of them, sir.
But I won't do that.
I will not.
You won't put on fake cornrows for your woman?
Not those.
Not Halloween.
Not those.
It's not Halloween.
Nah, even if it was Halloween, AG, don't put on those.
No, because
Actually,
actually,
easy.
Those were awesome.
Didn't I see Tyler Perry wear some fake? Was it Tyler Perry? It was somebody, and I was like, they're not as bad as those. They were bad, but they weren't that bad. But yeah, I'll do a lot of things for it. But that
what are those?
Like a growth. Oh man.
When we get cock blocks, we cobbler, and the person responsible is code name Cobbler. I'll get it.
I'm lost on that one.
Me too. Ooh, nah, I don't know about this. I think you're dissing.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I really don't dislike Shamar at that for real. I just hate that show where he refers to her as baby girl. I hate that show.
Oh,
And I
Baby
will
Girl
never
Line's
forgive
awesome.
him for wearing them fake cornrows. I will never forgive him for allowing that to happen to himself.
But I mean,
No dignity. No dignity, AG.
No
that
dignity,
was
no
Tyler
doubt.
Perry's fault, man. He made him do that. He put him out there like that. Come
He
on,
could just
now.
went-
Personal
He could just took it off
responsibility.
just with nasty.
Personal responsibility has to come into play at some point in time, AG.
Because actually, I'm not really sure why the character needed cornrows to start with.
Because
Exactly.
he's supposed to be, because he was technically supposed to be a street guy, and she was above that.
You ain't
So
never seen
basically-
You
no
ain't
Wall
never seen
Street
a
guy?
Ball Street guy before?
Exactly.
Hey, but back then,
It was a dumb decision, bro.
I
What
mean, hey,
don't
look, I
protect
didn't
him.
Once
I'm
again,
not protecting him.
personal responsibility. I have no disdain towards Shamar at all. Whatever. The no hate towards him. I hated them cornrows, and I hate that goddamn show where he refers to her as baby girl. CSI. I hate when he does it. Every time he does it,
Criminal
I hate
Minds,
it.
sir. Criminal
Whatever.
Minds.
I hate it. Every time he does it, I
Why do you
cringe.
hate that he refers to her as
I
baby girl?
cringe. I don't know
What makes
why.
you cringe about it? I'm
I
curious.
don't know. It's because it doesn't seem sincere. It seems like something he did one time, and they were just like, keep doing that. Makes our white audience feel great about themselves.
No, that's not. I don't know, man. Because I mean, the way they set those.
I
two
get,
characters up,
yeah. The way they set their characters up, I kind of get it. It still
Well-
makes me cringe, and I can't apologize for cringing
see,
every
Is it
time he
because
says
she's a
it.
fat white girl?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It's something about the way he says it.
Well, no,
It's
but
like
what it,
it's like
I do
nobody.
get that part.
I
do
don't,
get that
you
part.
know, sometimes, you know, the nails on the chalkboard, you know what I'm saying? The highlighter, like certain things, the noises where you cringe and you don't know why. Every time he says it, I'm just like, "Ugh."
Because I'm a
doesn't
big
feel
SWAT
good.
fan. I'm a big SWAT fan, and what he's saying is actually true. I can't quantify it, but he's right.
so
He's just
So
because he's the
it's no
same
hate.
guy on SWAT. He's the same guy.
It's no hate. It's just when he says it, I'm just like,
Yeah, all
don't do
day.
that.
so,
Stop
so
Okay.
here's the thing.
it.
The story behind all that is because when she got put into their unit, like she was super nervous, and plus she was a criminal. So all that, and to make her feel comfortable, you know, one day he just started calling her baby girl, and what it did, he did it for two reasons: one, to make her feel comfortable, and two, because he needed some stuff, he needed some information, and of course, a dude like that is gonna sweet talk a woman to get it. And then what happened was that just became her nickname, and they became really good friends and all that stuff. That's really the only reason. And then there's in one episode that she almost got shot.
Yeah.
And so he stayed at her house, and the dude comes out the shower, glistening in fucking baby oil, no Diddy. And it's just like, you know, and she's like looking at him like a snack, and he's just like, what's going on? This shit's normal. It's like, motherfucker, you're covered in baby. Motherfucker. Like, this is the only reason y'all had this shit happen on this show.
But they never
Okay.
slept together though.
Nah, they never do either.
They're always friends anyway,
And
man.
Ruben, I don't give two flying F bombers why he does it. I'm
Bombers.
simply saying every time he does it, I cringe. It doesn't matter the reason. It's something about the way he says it.
Yeah, two things can be true at the same time. I'm telling you, man, I watched every episode of SWAT. I understand what he's saying. Because when he's talking to somebody he's not interested in, or if he's got that whole protection thing going on, which
Yeah.
he's been typecast
normal.
in that, he's always the
normal.
same dude. It doesn't matter what he does, he's always the same guy. So when he says that, I understand what he means. I do.
So it ain't no hate. I don't hate Shamar. It's just when he says that, shivers, man.
Well, apparently she did too. So,
Sure.
all right. All right, Moby, what's on your mind other than that?
Shout out to the real ones, man. And AG, I feel what you're saying, man. When you watched a whole bunch of football, and look, man, I be trying to downplay like the motivations behind why Miss Brown does the things that she does. Like, she's a team mom for football, and she does all the team mom stuff for basketball. And
Oh,
I
Team
really-
Mom. Okay.
yeah, I really feel
like,
like
what?
I really feel like she don't really give a fuck about me coaching or doing all that. That's really more about our kids. But then like yesterday happens, like when we are at our game and the other team moms aren't there, and she's basically doing everything on the sideline. Then I realized, no, she's actually low-key doing this shit for me, because she knows that like I hate dysfunction which is crazy because like I can deal with chaos at the house I can deal with unorganization and stuff, but something about when I'm in quote unquote coaching mode, I just hate stuff to not be organized, and I hate not having a plan. I hate things to be chaotic. And like, she was out there sweating on a muddy field, making sure everybody had water, filling out water bottles, taping up knee pads. And I'm just like, all right, I can no longer say she's only doing this because our kids are out here. Now, at some point in time, she's doing this because I'm here. And maybe she has a friend that does it too. So see, that's me downplaying it
You
again.
can't help yourself, can you?
No, I can't because and there's a reason. I'm not downplaying it because I just like downplaying it. Sometimes I downplay it because I can't believe that anybody would do so much for me.
Why not?
And that
Or
I
is that
can't
another
answer.
podcast altogether?
No, yeah, it's more another podcast altogether. It's just like,
Okay.
I'm very fortunate to have somebody who really, really, really tries to force me to do things that I'm passionate about.
Like writing that book. Got any ideas yet?
She gave me the idea for the book. Now it's
Oh, I
just
mean,
like-
ideas to write the book.
yeah, I mean, I do. Like I've already written the entire intro of the book in my head. Hey, look, AG, that's really important because I wanted to know. No, because I was trying to think of like what I want the book to be about. So a lot of it was like my intro, and my intro is basically going to be describing what I don't want the book to be.
That's cool.
And that's the point. I want to describe what this is not.
Understood.
This is not some doctor with multiple PhDs giving you all this empirical research. No. This is just a random motherfucker who's basically going to put all my opinions down in an organized manner and hope that somebody either agrees or disagrees, but either way, maybe makes you think about this topic differently. That's it. Now it's more words than that, but yeah, it's a long intro.
Okay. The reason I brought it up because you're talking about this all the time right now, and I was like, last week you said that she wanted you to write a book about your thoughts on coaching, and I was like, bro, she is all about you. That's how this little kids thing started.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. She is, because like she tries to talk about football and stuff, but she can't do it with any humility. And what I mean by that is like, she doesn't try to talk to me about football in a sincere manner. She was like, "Oh, can I show you this play I've been going over?" And I'm just like, you don't know anything about football in that manner. You're just trying to sound engaged because you think it's what I want to hear. And AG, you're giving me the face because that sounds like I'm being a terrible, mean person. But what I mean is she doesn't really have a serious football play. She's going to make a joke about calling positions the wrong name. And I don't know why that irks me, because I'm like, look, this is something I'm passionate about. Like, I wouldn't do that about music with her. Like, she's a music education major. Music is big on her. And I wouldn't do some fake conversation about music as if I was, quote unquote, really knowledgeable about a subject, because I feel like that'd be slightly disrespectful. Like,
Okay,
look,
I didn't know that. I thought she was really trying to engage.
Exactly. That's why I had to put that out there, because I don't want people to be like, damn, that's fucked up. She's trying to talk to you. Like, no, she's not really trying to talk to me. She's I feel like it's kind of making a mockery of how much I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't even watch a lot of football anymore. I watch film. I'm watching games. I'm watching coaching clinics and stuff. So I feel like the fact that she knows I'm so serious about that, she's kind of making a mockery of it. Like, and I get it, because I joke about everything too. So I guess I'm kind of getting what I give. But look, man, I don't like receiving it. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Wait a minute, but you constantly put it out there, but you
Yeah.
don't like receiving
Look,
it.
man.
That was actually going to be the second question.
Look, AG. Look, I might be a hypocrite, but I'm not a liar. Okay.
No truer words from your mouth. No truer words from your mouth. Understood.
But yeah, man, like, shout out to the real ones, man. And I got to say, like, I'm truly fortunate to have somebody who wants me to be better than I actually want myself to be. Like, because I'm pretty content with not doing shit. I'm just,
Yeah, because I did think about you yesterday. I had to go to Food Line. I was looking for you to be the bagger. So
the confession. I mean, that confession, I thought that was just a pretty damn accurate statement. I mean, I might be a hypocrite. I ain't a liar.
I mean, you said it last week. You said you'd be happy bagging groceries at food. Like, okay,
yeah.
so,
I
get it.
I'm just saying, like, I actually enjoyed working in produce at Food Line. I was cool.
See, right woman will take you places.
The money won't cool, but you know what I'm saying. Everything else, it was cool.
Awesome, thank you, sir. So, what's on my mind is I hate rude people.
I'm sorry.
You hate rude people, you said?
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude all the time. It's just
no, not that type of rude. So, like today, this weekend I've been working, whatever, and I'm at a table, right? Now, there's always a method to the madness, and there's stuff on the table. Most people come up, and we had like a little wheel, spin it, win a prize, whatever. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you're just like, I really want that, I don't care what you spend, you're probably going to get that. That's cool. No problems. But yo, man, old people, man, they just come and just take shit. They don't ask no questions. They don't give you no reach around. They don't give you the middle finger. They don't give you shit. They just come and take it like it's cool. And I really sit here, like I'm sitting here, and I can't even say it was just white people. It's everybody. It's old people. And I'm not talking about like 60-year-old. I'm not even talking about 70-year-old. I'm talking about them. Like, and then after they got in their hand, they look at you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't say you could have that. Especially right, like here's the part that kills me. The part that kills me with it is like they do it right, and there's a kid waiting to talk to me to ask if they can spin the wheel because their parent was like, if you want to spin the wheel, you gotta ask. And this old biddy comes up and takes some shit off the table and be like, oh, thank you. And it's like, you look at these kids right here. Like, I would give you so many words.
No, you wouldn't, because you're a punk. Because you keep addressing them as old people. See, you got to stop being afraid of these old people. You know why? Because these old people know they punking you. Because look, I can't wait to be old and be punking some people too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody be like, man, you can't be saying that old ass dude. Like, yes, you fucking can. Because honestly, that old dude is hurt worse. That old lady is hurt worse. If you be like, hey, if you don't put that shit down, your old dusty ass, ain't nobody tell you could have that. Like, you wait in line just like the rest of the motherfuckers. You should be used to waiting in line. You've been waiting a long time to die. Like, calm down. You can wait a few more minutes. This little squish stress ball ain't worth all that. You got to stop letting these old people punk you, man.
And that's not even the worst part. It's not even the worst part. They grab multiple things. Bitch, like, you grab one thing, cool. I can ignore that. But then you want to touch everything up there like you're 5 years old and be like, you want to lick your hand, put mine on the shit, on to grab every fucking thing. Like, all it's gonna do is sit in that bag at your house and do absolutely nothing.
You realize how much of it that's a flex? They touching everything and they probably looking you dead in your eyes. Like, say something, say something, bitch.
Cat. Like,
say something, bitch.
Cat. I'm gonna knock this
I'm gonna
shit
grab
over.
this. Say something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this too. Say something.
Is that what the old? I didn't know the old people was that aggressive,
bruh.
See, that's the thing, AG. They mask it by acting like they too old to actually move quickly and everything. But no, basically, this is just methodical. They just know if I stare at you, you're not gonna say nothing because I'm old, and it's gonna make you look really bad if you telling this old person.
Yeah. I got something to say about that. Do you think that old women have more juice than old men?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Now here's the thing: old men don't give 2 Fs, so old men aren't afraid to push boundaries because they know they can. But old women know they got the juice. They know it.
Because I mean, could you even speak? I mean, because like, if I was able to ever get mad at an old woman enough to say something to her, I would feel like I'm disrespecting my mother.
Yeah.
No,
see,
I
here's
don't
the
feel
thing.
that way.
I would say until maybe like a year and a half ago, I don't think I could have ever like aggressively said anything to some old lady before, because I'd always be like, "Hey, man, Like I would never say nothing like that to my grandma because my grandma, she don't cuss, she's sweet, she don't do none of that. But then I heard my grandma refer to somebody as an evil, hateful bitch, and I was like,
She said those words.
yes. And
Like,
I was just
she said all those words.
yes.
Wow.
And me and my cousin Donnie just looked at each other and
It's
we was
open
just
season.
like, no, we was just like, and we didn't say nothing. We got in the car and he drove, and my Donnie funny as shit. Like maybe a half mile down the street, he said, "Need to be said, Miss Howard." And I was just like, "Hey, true, need to be said." Like, you know what I'm saying? You weren't wrong. But once that perception went away, like, oh, whoa, even old people can get it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's where I'm at now. Even old people can get it.
Yo,
I'm
man.
just saying, I don't know, man, old women just seem like they got that extra. I dare you, but they just, I don't know, man.
Well, see, because they pick their spots, man. They don't
Do
do
they
it.
have to pick a spot though?
Yes, they do. Because they don't
No,
do
see,
it.
AG, I know what he's saying because, like you said, that
If
lady
there's nobody there and you can talk to them,
exactly.
it's like, yeah, I need you to spit on that. Oh, I got to spit on this. And they act like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Bitch, you knew.
Is that what you said?
That's what I'm thinking. But see
Okay.
what they do, they come in the cloak and they sneak behind the kids and shit. So they just grab it. And what are you gonna do? You gonna say some shit with all these kids right here and other parents?
Yes.
Well, I'm not.
I mean, I'm
because
saying that
fuck all
where
that.
I'm at now, yes.
Yeah.
So for you, they can get that work.
But hey, excuse me, ma'am, you gotta spin the wheel, you get in line.
Oh, you can get in line. You gonna say that too?
Goddamn right. Look, these old people are the ones who used to talk about the young people, how we didn't respect things. So
They get a pass, don't they?
no,
Old people can
No.
say what they want to say.
no, you gotta lead by example, old ass chick. You gotta lead by example.
I'm not gonna lie though. One time I was doing an event and some old lady did some bullshit like that at my table. And then they like took 2 or 3 steps and they fell. I
Did you
didn't feel
laugh?
bad for it. Inside.
You laughed. You laughed inside.
Because man, there were people around, man. That shit would have fucked up. But I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm holding the laughter inside, man. And some kid looked at me and was just like, they just smiled. It gave me the head nod. I was like, I just gave him the,
Yeah, you get it, little nigga. You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
was
can't.
awesome.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have laughed either, but my look would have laughed. You'd have known it in my eyes, like,
Because everybody else was looking at that. And I turned around, he looked at me, he gave me the head nod, he smiled. I was like, I almost get if it wouldn't have been disrespectful, I would have gave him a pound right there.
no,
Yeah,
It
man,
wasn't
like,
disrespectful at all.
that would have been disrespectful. I'd have been like, hey,
Yeah.
respect young blood. Respect young blood. You see it. You see it. You
Young
see it.
blood.
You know what? I respect the fact that you ain't laugh. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
both ain't laugh.
Yeah.
But we both looked at each other like we knew we both should have laughed, but we can't laugh because of who it is. But when she
Yeah.
leave and we should know she all right, we're gonna go tell somebody about it and we're gonna laugh as we tell them.
And then, I was laughing inside, I was thinking, that's karma for that ass, boy. You coming and shouldn't have took this shit. That's what you get, old ass motherfucker. But nah, man. I hate rude old people, man. Like, I don't want to be. I don't plan on being rude when I get old like that. I mean, I might be rude to some people, usually family and friends and shit. That's because at that point in time, when you that old, you got a right to be rude to each other.
No, man. See, you got a right to be less political. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, you ain't got to be trying to protect everybody's feelings once you get in your 70s and everything, because you ain't got time. That's wasted time. But being rude, nah, you ain't never got a right to be rude just because you old.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to be more blunt, more straightforward, give less of a fuck, as they say.
Oh yeah.
But being rude, that's one step too far. Like, I can't wait to be the old dude that just really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, it is what it is. I said what I said. But like, I ain't gonna be trying to be going out my way to be rude, because first of all, this young generation already don't respect anything. So I damn sure ain't trying to be old and being disrespectful to these young people that don't respect life anyway. Because like you were like, hey, I can't just slap this old motherfucker. But this younger generation, they feel like anybody can get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The respect part is gone. Anybody can get it.
Sit your old ass down, old.
And I don't want to have to be 75 years old toting that heat just to make sure no young motherfucker don't get out of line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Like that old man on Nino what's the name? Come on, man, Nino Brown.
You talking
New
about
Jack City, like
New
old
Jack
man.
City.
New Jack City.
I hope you're burning hell. What that old ass gun look like from 1964?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't want to be that old dude that's got to carry the heat just because, you know, I'm out here being rude to everybody. Nah, man, I'm good.
Don't be mad because your ass is old. So, but that's what's on my mind today. Well, once again,
Out there getting punked by them old people, man. You gotta do better.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
that's
got to do better. Aren't you victim blaming right now?
I am. Absolutely, I am. I'm absolutely victim blaming. Because at some point in time, you gotta take some personal responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you wouldn't have been dressed in that manner.
Wow.
Wow.
Or out on them streets at that time of day in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie, though. The ones I did is be like, "Hey, can you please spin the wheel?" Oh, really? I was like, "What do you mean? Oh, really? You saw this big ass wheel right
man.
here?
That's one thing, man. Them old people can play stupid, man. That
Yeah.
shit.
You saw this
that
big
shit is
ass wheel right
amazing.
here. You saw these last 5 people spin this shit. And nah. Well, can I just have this? Yeah, I need you to spin that wheel. I can just give it to him. But sometimes you gotta work for shit. And I know you're retired, but you still gotta work for shit. You just can't have it. So it just sit at your house and do nothing. And then, then next thing you know, they on hoarders. And they got all this shit. And it's just whatever. I love my job there.
People love
But
giving free shit though, man. No matter what it is, man.
I really don't anymore. I can't do it.
I can't either because I'm just like I just think about where am I gonna put this shit?
Unless it's something I'm gonna use. I'm gonna say it's right there. I don't need any more squeeze balls. Ever. No Diddy. So with that
You
being
said
said,
no Diddy like 3 times in this show, bro. Like
actually somebody said it up here. Like
I know,
twice.
but I'm just saying, like is no Diddy gonna be a phrase forever?
That's what the kids say.
No, I mean, yeah, but we know there's a lot of phrases that go, become fads for a little while. But I'm just wondering, like, is no Diddy like the same as getting mossed? Like back in the day, Randy Moss would catch a pass over somebody's moss, and now he ain't played football in like 8 years, and we still refer to it as getting mossed.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, is it no Diddy forever? Is it like that?
Hey.
Is that going to stand the test of time?
Well,
see,
as long as it's get. I mean, because with the you got Moss, he keeps that alive because he does it on ESPN every week. So
Yeah,
as long
but
as people keep it
it
alive,
became a thing on ESPN because people were still doing it even after he played. So it was like it's a chicken or egg thing. Like I think people were still calling it that even before he was on ESPN, referring to it as that.
yeah, because he was doing that shit to people on a regular basis.
Yeah, he really was.
But to answer your other question, yes, because from now on, if you ever talk about baby order in large amounts, you would get no Diddy.
Hey, I feel like, look, maybe I don't want nobody to steal my idea, but I feel like somebody should make baby oil gel and call it no Diddy.
I mean, they do have baby oil gel.
I know, but I'm saying they should just call a specific brand of, the baby oil gel no Diddy. And basically the reasoning behind that, because it's not oil, it's the gel. No
Probably
Diddy.
because you still got to pay Diddy. Why
Do you?
that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he owns the word Diddy.
But I'm pretty sure he don't own no Diddy if you make it one word.
Touché.
Jesus.
Oh.
I can't see right now. But with that being said, thank you for listening to a new episode of 5 Minute Warning. As always, thank you to everyone who listened to us on the live show and on the podcast. We're here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until we feel like getting off the air because that's what we do.
And it's 2 hours, 18 minutes AG. So
I've been watching.
He said 2.5 hours. He said 2.5. I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
This ain't my fault though.
It's
Never.
never my fault,
anything?
sir.
Is anything?
Nothing is.
I don't know. But yeah, so make sure you follow us on Facebook. You follow us on YouTube, because when you follow us on YouTube, you automatically get the note. Hey, it's time for 5 Minute Warning. They see that nice little text message. It's pretty awesome. And like our stuff, because I think our shit's kind of funny. Well, with that being said, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell somebody about us. And of course, as always, we're going to do this again for you next weekend. And I hope that you're here for it. Once again, thank you to AG. Thank you to Mo B. Thank you to everybody who listens to us. And hey, we're going to do this again. So, as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul,
No Diddy.
and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of